Also, eigentlich wäre das Fachmeinung, deckt sich das sehr mit eurer. Wir können nach wie vor mitmachen.
Hello and welcome to Innsbruck in Austria for the women's boulder semi-finals. We have four very, very tricky looking climbs here today. My name is Matt Groom and I'm joined in the commentary box by Hannah Schubert. Hannah, welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me again.
It's always lovely to have you here. And look, we're looking at this incredible gym in front of us, a place you know very well. In fact, you were climbing there, well, a couple of minutes ago, right?
Yeah. It's my home gym. I love it. I mean, everyone who's been here before knows that it's one of the best gyms in the world, especially for lead climbing, but we also have like kind of good bouldering, I would say.
That is amazing. That is our competition wall here this afternoon. Last night we had the men's final, which was an absolutely epic final. I please implore you to go back and see that if you haven't already. Let's have a look at some of these boulders, because there they are in front of us. Boulder number 1, it's a slab, Hannah, and it's tricky with these up and down conditions. Sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's cold, and that's hard to set for, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Like we saw it yesterday at men's semifinals, the condition changed throughout the round a lot. Like it was already hot in the beginning of it, but it got really, really warm and hot at the end. And yeah, and I think you could really feel a difference. I don't know how it is today. It's a bit better with the weather, but yeah, there will be conditions change, and some of the holds will get probably worse throughout the round.
Absolutely, we'll keep an eye on that for you. This is Boulder 2, slightly less slabby, and the route setters describe it to me as a coordination boulder. If you had to put them into categories, first one's slab, second one's coordination, so that gives you a general idea of what kind of moves the athletes will be doing. The third one is more powerful, more strength required, and some difficult pinches in there.
Yeah, it looks like you really have to hold on there, really get your strength out of the back. But it's really nice to see, it's always nice to see different styles of boulders in one round. I mean, obviously the route setters always try to set different styles and include them in one round.
Yeah, and this is a different style again. Boulder number 4, slightly crimpier, especially towards the top section. A complicated hold formed between those two volumes, blocked, and the hold itself is right in the corner of that. So it's going to be interesting. Let's have a look at our 3D rendition, shall we? They scan the walls before these competitions, and we can have a very close look at it. 31 meters long is the wall, dominating the arena, 4.5 meters high, and trust me, it feels very scary when you're up at the top of that thing. 3.5 meters overhanging on the overhanging part, but the slab section down on the right is notorious for being slabby. So that is what the athletes will be facing. They enter from the left, where you can see that arch on your screen. 20 athletes will be competing, and here is the starting list. Now, there's a couple of interesting things here. Petra Klingler, for example, just got in. When I talked to her, she thought she hadn't, and then appeal changed things a bit.
Yeah, I actually looked at the results. It was like, oh no, Petra's right out. And then it changed, as you said, and then she was in again. I think she would be really, really happy. Like, come back to the competition scene and come back to the semi-final.
Yeah, I think she's kind of written it off. It's good to be back. 16-year-old Jilu Lu from China. I was chatting to her coaches earlier on in the isolation, and we'll reveal more about her later. And then towards the top end, some very familiar names in that top 6.
Yes, for sure. I mean, if you've been catching up on the IFSC events in the last few weeks, I think you probably know most of the names there.
So 2 Japanese athletes at the top. Stashigeo doing well to qualify in first position for this semi-finals. Natalia Grossman and Brooke Rabatou. I think we normally expect Natalia, well, I've come to expect Natalia to be right at the top, but it just shows that it's not always cruising for her.
Exactly, yeah, and interesting. it's a change of things. Like when I started watching qualification and she fell off the first boulder, I was like, okay, not a full flash round for her this time, because in Brixton, the first time she fell off was in finals.
Yeah, she was going for it on that one.
That was really impressive.
So our first athlete out is Saki Kikuchi from Japan. She's 43rd in Brixton in the last comp. This is her first semi-finals of 2022. She did win the Asian Youth Champs back in 2019, but that was lead. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of form she has coming into this competition.
Yeah, and it's also a first look on the slab and the first boulder of semis. It's always exciting. Like, I don't know if you had that discussion yesterday with Stasha too, but I had it like at the venue with the speaker, with the commentator, that the first people coming out, you never really know what to expect, and you also, until the end of the semifinal, you have no idea how much the performance was worth. Like, if it was good, if it was not good, if the round is too easy, if it's overcooked. So it's really hard to tell at the start, because yesterday Yannick Flohr came out second, and then he made it to finals. And maybe when you watched him, you were like, oh, the boulders are too easy, or is that round too easy? But yeah, so it's always interesting when the first people come out and you never know what to expect.
Yeah, I've stopped making judgments. I've made that mistake before. It always gets me into trouble. Now, this first move she manages second go is just awkward, a little bit difficult. The feet are bad. It's not very settled for your body.
Not really comfortable for your body position.
Exactly, yeah. And then you have to go up towards what the route setter described as a hideous hold.
Interesting description.
I know.
If someone would tell me that's a hideous hold, I would have had no idea what to expect from that hold, to be honest.
So look, a hideous hold on a slab sounds like everyone's worst nightmare, to be honest. So we'll see how the athletes get on with that. It's meant to have been quite an easy start, like easing the women into the semi-final, but the way the boulder worked out made it more of a sort of a medium difficulty. So I don't think we're going to see flashes, that many anyway, and the route setters seem to think we wouldn't actually see that many tops on this, so it could be interesting.
Okay, yeah, it could be interesting. I mean, we have a really stacked field of really, really strong climbers here, so setting around too easy could be really risky, so that's why they probably rather set it too hard, or not too hard, but harder than too easy, which makes sense.
Now, she's using slightly different beta from what the route setters intended here, because they thought the athletes would go out to the zone and then put the foot in under the ditch.
Yeah, she completely skipped the left foot hold now.
Yeah.
She's just standing up on the starting hold, but it worked out for her.
It was really good, although very blind, that hold underneath her. And this is the hideous hold, the one on the left. This is the nasty one.
Oh, that's the hideous hold. Probably one that you actually cannot really use. It's just there.
Exactly.
Maybe that's what a hideous hold is.
Yeah, and then you can see the screw on the right. That's what she's aiming for. So you don't stand anywhere on the... Oh, well, that's one way.
She tried to jump to the top straight away.
Yeah, the top you have to do slowly. It's all about weighting that right foot and rocking slowly.
Yeah, and I think she actually planned to put her right foot up, but then she just realized, oh, I cannot do that. Let's try to jump.
So if you're new to comp climbing, hello and welcome. We start things off slow, just one athlete on the mat, and they have 5 minutes to do a boulder. As we build into this semi-finals, we'll have 4 athletes climbing at the same time. And then towards the end, well, things calm down again so we can focus on just a few out there on the mats. 20 women going for 6 semi-final places, and this is where things start to get a bit harsh, isn't it? That cut from 20 to 6, it's a brutal one.
Yeah, it's a brutal one, for sure. And as I said, there's the difference between those climbers is so little. So almost everyone in the semis can make it to finals, but it's just really, really, really hard.
So up with the right foot, better from her this time.
That's looking good.
And that's what she needed to do, moving slowly, and we have got a top for the first women's boulder.
Good job.
That was interesting. She worked that out well on the wall.
Yeah, and she found her own way at the start, because as you said, that's not how it's planned. But I feel like, I don't know, just from talking from my experience, when I look at a boulder, I'm trying to, on the one side, figure out what the route setters intended to do, so I understand their way of thinking. But on the other hand, I'm trying to think of other options of plan B or C, because if I feel like the way of the route setters is not working out for me, then I have to find a different one. And that's also what it is about in bouldering, that you find out the best way for you. And it's not the same as others might think is the best way. So, yeah.
Yeah, we always mention it, but I mean, boulder problems are called problems for a reason. You know,
exactly. And they're different solutions, and everyone has to find the best for themselves.
So that was Saki's solution for this. Now we wait for the clock to tick down here, because the athletes need the same amount of time between the boulders in the semi-finals. Changes a bit for the finals. Look at that final hold. It's good, but it's not that good.
Nah.
Certainly if you go into it dynamically, it's harder to hold, as she did the first time.
At least it's better than the hideous hold before.
I like it when route setters use adjectives to describe things.
Yeah, but she made it work, and she actually kind of held it still, even though you cannot hold on to a lot there, but yeah. She got it done.
Absolutely. Well, Petra Klingler is up next, and this lady is not only the 2016 Boulder World Champion, she's the 2022 Ice Climbing World Champion as well.
Crazy. Yeah, this is funny information. I mean, not funny, but it's like, yeah, she's doing really well in ice climbing too. And like, if you followed her on Instagram before that, she didn't have so much time to train for it, and she was like, yeah, but let's give it a go, like doing a few ice climbing comps before and see how well I can do, and yeah, she won.
It's funny with Petra, because I either see her geared up like she is now, or she's in a massive down jacket with ice axes. It tends to be one of the two with her. So Petra gets going on the slopers.
Interesting if she will choose the same method as climber before her. Yeah.
This is
on the left.
It's more what the route setters intended. This getting the left foot in that. She's standing on the left in a little what I call it, a dimple, a pocket within the volume.
Yeah, small dish kind of
Dish,
thing,
that's a
right?
better word,
Yeah.
thank you.
I'm not the native speaker here, just
I know.
to mention that.
It's disgraceful, isn't it? We've been talking a lot here this week, and it has been a packed week. And we'll talk more about the schedules and what's come before in the little breaks we have. So now Petra needs to get that right foot, ideally, into the starting hold of that dish. The problem is it's quite blind, and you can see that dish down at the bottom.
I think that was the advantage what Saki Kikuchi's method. The advantage of her method was that she could see the dish still, or like the hole or pocket or whatever you want to call it, because she was still on right above it, because she was not going to the left before.
So Petra is on the hideous hold, which, to be fair, doesn't actually look as hideous as the route set has made it sound.
She makes it look kind of good, actually. Not good, but
Better.
holdable, if that's a word. I don't even know.
Now, that's fascinating, because that was exactly the trap that the route setter set during this boulder, which is if you want to go dynamically because it's right there in front of you, and you think, oh, it's there.
But then you rush it.
Exactly. And if you don't weight that foot properly, that's what happens.
Yeah.
You can
Also,
see.
I don't think I don't know if the climber before her matched the hideous hold, did she? I thought she was only there with the left and then stood up.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
if you match it, you're more on the left, and your body's more on the left, and then you have to weight the foot even more and go, like, to get your body back to the right.
Exactly. It's further to go, isn't it?
Yeah, it's further to go. And there's more weight on the hideous hold and on the foothold. So, yeah. And also what you could see that the attempt of Petra was really long. Like, she was in there for a while. Obviously, the first try always takes a long time because you have to figure it out. But yeah, sometimes on slabs that's tricky because you don't have so many tries.
Yeah, the clock is not your friend, is it? When you have to be moving precisely, slowly, and all the time it's ticking down.
Exactly. Especially when you fall and you have like 20 seconds to go. You're like, could that be enough? I don't know. Doing another try or not?
So she weights the right foot. And again comes down. It's such a frustrating one because you feel so close to it. It's right there.
Yeah. And that's the thing, as you said, it's kind of like a trap because you're like, oh, it's just there. I just have to reach my arm and get it. I don't know. And yeah, but that's a tricky thing about bouldering. Sometimes it's actually a trap because then you rush it and you're like, oh yeah, just do it. But you actually have to do nothing with your hands first. Just weight your, not just because it's hard. Obviously it's hard. But like weight your body, get your whole body to the right, your hips and everything, and your weight to the right, and then move your arm. So like there are different steps within one movement. It's not just, oh, just go there with your arm. It's like so much more before that. And the last step is just reaching out.
Absolutely. So Petra has coming up to 1 minute to get this done, which should be probably time for another attempt after this. She weights the foot and again down. And she'll need a brush, but has to keep an eye on that time.
It's a real tough one.
Yeah, probably just one more go left.
Let's watch that again. The right foot is in the right position. She unweights the left, tries to stand up, and that right just bobbles off and down. So Petra pushes through, back into the zone again. 26 seconds on the clock. Needs to get herself set. 17. She's such an experienced competitor. She'll time manage really well in these positions.
Yeah, for sure. She has enough time.
Although she's
If
going to have to go
moving
now. Oh, hello. Ooh, interesting.
Interesting.
Well,
Do you know how tall Petra is? Because I'm sure there are climbers who could make that work.
yeah, absolutely. That's what I was thinking. I mean, she's a bit smaller than me, and I'm 5'8". So
I think she's like in the middle of like I would say she's average height of a female competitor.
I will pull up the stat. Don't you worry. I'm on it.
They want to put you in that position. Sorry.
That's what I'm at. So Petra Klingler.
But I'm pretty sure there are people
162 according to the
Okay,
stats.
yeah, there are people in the field that are definitely taller, but also some that are smaller. So maybe some taller could make it work, but yeah.
Controlling it
one
is going to be
option.
hard though, because showing that you are in control if you're tiptoeing right on the edge of your reach, it's
Yeah, that's true.
So Sol Sa is up next, and on the left, Saki is back in action from Team Japan. So we have 2 athletes out now. That'll be our first chance to see women's number 2, and she's easily through on the left of your screen, that move.
Progressed really fast. Already on the top move.
She's having a good round. Remember, she climbed the first one quickly.
Oh, wow.
Flash
that was
is
a
the
flash.
second.
Yeah. And it didn't look like too big of a problem for her.
Saki Kikuchi, that's 2 out of 2.
Round.
And Sol Sa has the zone. The scoring on the right, that bar fills all the way up with yellow when it's a top halfway for a zone, and the top is the best score, but a zone isn't bad, and it really depends on the type of round it is. Sometimes you need lots of tops, and other times when it's a lower scoring round, just a couple of tops will do to get you through.
Yeah, exactly. Yesterday, for example, in the men's, you needed 2. I mean, it was 5 people with 3, but then one person sneaked in with 2 tops, but rather quickly. We'll see how it is here. But I don't want to make predictions. It's always hard at the beginning of the round, but I know there's so many strong competitors still to come, so yeah, I'm sure we're going to see a few more tops in that round.
Absolutely. And I know that the route setters have made this round pretty difficult. They decided that last Boulder comp of the year, it's time to step things up a little bit. So
to give them a hard time.
Yes,
hard,
if it wasn't hard
time.
enough before, now it's really hard.
They're like, you have to remind this comp as the last comp and the hardest comp.
So they might be ignoring that some of these athletes are going to have to compete at lead tomorrow, I think the qualifying.
Yeah, and there's semis tomorrow too, so it's like super, super intense few days for the people doing bouldering and lead, and especially being really good in both disciplines, because you could have 5 rounds in 3 days.
That's a huge
2
idea.
rounds today,
The
2
skin
rounds tomorrow.
farming that's required for that one, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, we will see. We will see after the lead final how the skin looks like of most of the athletes.
It's a good shot to show what she's standing on. She's using all of her shoes rubber, including the heel, to press down on that sloper.
Yeah.
This is a tricky slab, but it makes you realise that Saki Kikuchi could be in some good form. The fact she climbed that as quickly as she did, and that second one.
Yeah, I mean, there's still 2 boulders to go, so it's always hard to say. Especially because you mentioned that the route setter said the 3rd boulder is the hardest.
Yes.
So we will see.
Yeah, it's the power's coming up, sure. It's see, look, this is the skin we were talking about. Sol Sa examining her fingers. Climbing is very intense on the skin, especially on slopers, and if you're sliding off it, it just takes off a layer, and before you know it, you're bleeding through your tips. It's harder to climb when it's like that.
Yeah. There's also a difference, like some of the people qualifying, like, I don't know, in the first few spots, they might have saved more skin than the people climbing at the start, because they maybe did more boulders first or second go and didn't waste so many attempts, so they have more skin left, which can also be a big factor and can make a big difference.
Yeah, such an advantage. And we were talking about Natalia's flashing streak in Brixen. I mean, she only climbed some of those boulders once. You know, it makes such a big difference.
It made a big difference, yeah. Like, so, until the final, she flashed everything. So obviously she saved power and skin.
Big crowd here this afternoon. It's nice to see everyone in. It's stacked all the way back to the back, full of people watching this. And it's a nice it always is a nice atmosphere in Innsbruck. It feels like it's such a big climbing community, and when they come together to watch climbing, you can just, I don't know, it's hard to describe. It's special.
Yeah, it's really special. I think you have to experience it too to know what you're talking about. Yeah. Also yesterday during finals, I was standing like just in the middle of, just people from here, like locals, I guess. And yeah, they're just really excited to look the action. And it's not like they have a favorite or they're cheering just for one person. They're just cheering for everyone and just want to see a good show.
So Sol Sa doesn't manage to get it done on Boulder 1. Chloe Koskoy is out next. And Hannah, we were watching her last week in the FISU Games, the American athlete there. That kind of experience, because she's gone back-to-back comps now, she's going to be feeling in the groove for sure.
Yeah, hopefully she's going to fit in the groove. Otherwise, she also has it in her body, so it might be, like, I don't know. I
She's
don't know
either
how,
tired or she's on it, isn't she?
Yeah, no, I don't think she's too tired, but I don't know how well her skin recovered, because obviously at the University World Championships last week, she also, because she advanced to finals, she also had 3 rounds. So that could be intense on the skin, because it was also a lot of volumes, like a lot of similar holds. But yeah, on the other hand, she also has an advantage maybe because she just climbed on that wall last week. She knows most of the holds, and yeah, so maybe she's in the groove with Innsbruck and the wall and the holds and everything.
Well, we'll
Hopefully.
see. Yeah, hopefully. She's part of a big Team USA, and her teammate Colin Duffy last night won the men's finals. Pretty emotional out there on the stage. Colin's first World Cup senior gold for Boulder. Oh, and Petra goes for a big jump out to the left.
Yeah, no matter if you did like at the University Championships last week or not, it has been a long season for the boulders already. Like everyone who did the whole season might feel it already a little bit, but also a lot of them are going to do lead too, so they're used to a lot of climbing.
Yeah, they really are. So, Chloe Kosko on the right, Petra Klingler on the left. And you'll be pleased to know that the screens will split for the athletes, so we shouldn't be missing any of the action here this afternoon.
Yeah, we're actually seeing more of the second boulder now. Before, like, Saki Kikuchi was so quick that we didn't get to see so much of it.
It's blink and you miss it stuff. So Petra goes up towards the jib, screwed on. It's a nasty little crimp that, and you have to then sort of Egyptian.
Put your right foot up and then, oh, she got a match.
Petra doing well to get established here.
Now she has to,
She tried to adjust that right hand, then fired off it the second time.
yeah, I don't know if the switching hand was such a good idea. I mean, probably it feels nicer with the right hand, but then you kind of have to switch it again to go to the top, so.
What a slow motion shot that is. It's funny when you see an athlete trying that hard in slow motion, it just looks like they're in agony for the entire time, but it's not necessarily like that.
That's true. But I love to see the athletes trying hard like this. Like a fight face is always good.
Absolutely.
And it makes funny pictures.
True.
Makes for funny pictures.
Photographers
Always stuff to remember.
Yeah, that's very true. So Petra with the running start. Now, starting positions are important. The green lines indicate a limb, and you have to control that position. You can't just tap it and go.
Chloe tried a bit of a more dynamic method there.
So Petra again, face pressed against the wall. She works her feet up on that left volume.
Feels like, just seems like she tries to remember where she had her foot to go up before, the try before, because there once she tried it having a bit more higher, a bit lower, and then she was like, oh, no, I had it there. And finding that spot again, it's not so easy to repeat.
So Petra decides not to swap hands this time. Up to the zone,
So
sorry, the
close.
top. Now, it is a jug, that top, but there isn't any feet to stop that swing.
Exactly. You saw when the Japanese girl did it, that she like put her foot on the wall, but kind of like jumped more to the right, so she can stop the momentum and can stop the swing. And it's something that happens naturally sometimes, but Petra wasn't on the whole like proper enough to do it because she wasn't high enough and she didn't get it right. But it also seemed like when you start doing the move to the top, it's a really uncomfortable position. Like you could see Petra struggle being there, like, I want to do something differently. But then she realized there is no other option, so she just has to go.
And Chloe got herself all tangled up there, a really awkward position to be in.
A lot of awkward positions there.
Yeah.
But that's a part of bouldering, to be honest. If it's comfortable, then it's too easy most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the level that these women are trying, the try-hard factor in this. And it sounds easy. Obviously, everyone's trying, but you really have to engage something in you, like another gear of trying hard.
Yeah, that's for sure. Interesting method that Chloe chose with that heel. Made her get the zone, but then it was hard to move away from it. Like sometimes, and the heel is almost too good, it's so hard to release it and to get it out.
Petra wasn't feeling it on that one.
Loving the slow-mos.
see some great expressions. That was the jump.
She actually got really close.
Yeah. And Chloe going towards that zone, palm onto it, and she was awarded the zone. You have to use it. Oh, look, a finger being used.
In the screw hole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's allowed, right?
Yeah, it's allowed, and a lot of people make use of it, especially on slabs, because sometimes they're, if we keep with the expression hideous holes, they're hideous holes that you cannot really use. Like they're so flat, and there's like, yeah, no way of using it otherwise. So people tend to use the screw holes instead. Also for the feet sometimes.
Yeah, and it's something that I think if you're a non-climber, it looks outrageous, but if you've climbed indoors, it makes sense because when you're standing up on a slab, it is actually quite good.
Exactly, but other people are like, what is she crimping there?
Yes.
Like, there's nothing. They're just crimping the screw hole.
Well, Fanny Gibert is in action for France, and Fanny has been on the circuit for such a long time. She's so experienced. Hasn't broken into finals for a while, I don't think. So Sol Sat on Boulder 2. She only got the zone on the first one. Currently sitting in third, and there you can see our split screen action. So that is Fanny Gibert on the top left, Sol Sat in the middle, and Saki Kikuchi on the hardest boulder of this set, according to the route setters on Boulder 3.
Yeah, I'm curious to find out if it actually is the hardest boulder, because it always also depends on the field and what their strengths are. Because if the strength of most of the competitors is a powerful boulder, then it's maybe not the hardest one.
Very true, yeah.
And she already made really good progress on that one.
Yeah, she's looking in brilliant form at the moment. Hasn't been awarded the zone yet because she just grabbed at it. So although she touched it, that's not going to count, is it?
No, it's not going to count.
She is out in front with those two tops. And we're looking for top 6, so keep an eye on 6th position. Danger zone place. Sol Sat returns to the ground to have another think. Fanny Gibert, top left, is rocking through these first movements. Hasn't got the zone yet and was going way right there.
Yeah, she's trying to do it dynamically and just like switch her hand and press almost and then lean to the left.
So Sol Sat works her feet onto the zone.
Now to rock over her left foot and press up.
She does. She had 2 teammates in the men's final last night, Boulder and Lead and Jongwon Chong.
Yeah, they put up a really good show.
South Korea going from strength to strength at the moment.
Yeah, it was really cool to watch, I think.
So, that is Sol Sat on the final one. And look at the top right of your screen. Zaki getting very close to finishing this boulder off. Is this going to be
number 3?
Oh, 3 out of 3 this could be. Last move you still have to think about, which she does.
She makes it work. Oh, wow.
Wow. This happens sometimes. And again, I'm not going to call it early on. I'm not. I'm just saying that that's 3 out of 3 and everyone else hasn't managed to do that.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's why, yeah, when you're someone watching the live stream and you think like, oh, the people coming at the start, like they're not going to have a chance for finals anyway. They're not going to do so well. That's not true. Like, absolutely not. Sometimes even the people coming out make like 50% of the final or something. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And as you said, Yannick Floet, this was her top down at the bottom, and Fanny Gibert also manages to top out top left. So this was Saki's top. She still had to concentrate because you can't just fling yourself into that final hold.
Nah, it's really tricky. Also, those holds are not on the circuit for too long, so most of the athletes probably don't know them so well. So you have to be even more careful.
Fanny Gibert with her palms splayed out on the slope, trying to get as much friction as possible between her skin. Matches.
Good job.
So a top for Fanny Gibert. 27 seconds left. Sol Sat, the last athlete left out on the stage.
Ooh, it's a bit jumbling there. Yeah, sometimes the mats are also like, because there's stuff in between that you could fall over. We don't want to see athletes falling down on the mat.
I have definitely pile drived a wall before in
Yeah.
my time. It happens.
It happens, not only to you. Maybe more often to you than to others, I don't know.
I would imagine so, yeah.
You would imagine so.
Yeah. So this was Solsage, she comes down. Now, you guys can't see this on your screen, but the clouds are building around this arena. It's starting to look a little bit like rain, and that might change things a little bit. So
Yeah.
there you go, it's white on the crowd, but all the white is clouds.
Yeah, but fingers crossed, it's not going to rain. Not until the semis is done.
So, one of your teammates, Franziska Sterra, comes out, and she's another athlete who seems to have stepped up this year.
Yeah, for sure. Like, she already stepped up from second to last year, I would say. Like, through Corona time and everything, like, had good training there. But, yeah, she stepped it up even more to this year. And also, I think she got, like, hungry for more with, like, experiencing semifinals regularly and coming, yeah, just, like, also the first final in Salt Lake and being like, okay, I'm hungry for more. I want to do that again. So the motivation is not missing for sure. It hasn't been before, but now it's even more there.
Yeah, or maybe a confidence thing. She's got it now.
Exactly, yeah.
Now this is Petra's kind of a boulder here. Oh, she is losing the feet.
I think it seems like it's really hard to keep the tension there.
Now, it is pouring with rain. I said it and it happened. So it's going to be interesting. We don't think it's going to affect the climbing itself. It's not quite that torrential, but it might change the conditions on the wall because it went from quite warm this morning to now cooling right down.
Yeah, it was really humid this morning. There was no sun and it was a bit rainy still because it rained the whole night, but it was really humid, so it was not really nice. So maybe the temperature will actually get better. I mean, not that the rain is nice, but maybe it cools it down a little bit. Like once it stops, it might be nicer. And I think rain is not so much of a problem. It's more if it's a thunderstorm because they then have to clean the venue.
Yeah.
Because the risk of lightning.
Yes, and we're right at the top of the venue, so I hope that doesn't happen. Slightly worrying there. So
Okay, but enough of the weather.
Exactly. Let's move
as
on
long
to
as
the
the action is going on, we should talk about the action, obviously.
So Franziska Sterra is on women's number one. Matching left foot is in that pocket in the dish. So Franziska Sterra top left. Chloe Koskoy works her way through the middle sequence of Boulder 2. Petra Klingler thugging her way through Boulder 3 on the pinches. She's got 2 moves to go.
And Chloe just came really close to doing the second one. Last move, but really close as well.
So Franziska Sterra, the DJ, who has been good all week, increases the tension as she gets closer and closer to topping this boulder, but then coming down.
Yeah, just lost the balance there a little bit.
Yeah, you can see her starting to slip. Wanted to drop the left foot back down to re-steady herself, but couldn't find it. And that was Chloe at the top. Oh.
Ooh, I think she also had a tiny slip there, which made it harder to get the height of the top hold. Grabbing her chalk bag while falling off. Like already getting ready for the next attempt while still falling from the one before. Love that.
Yeah, something you see athletes do quite often when they get close. It's sort of like an instinctual reaction of like, okay, I can do this next time, like getting yourself ready for it.
Yeah, that's true.
So Franziska with 1:38 on the clock. She's got time.
Kind of pressing on the like slippery part of the hold because the yellow part is slippery. It's plastic.
Yeah, so she works her way up, right foot in, making those bottom moves look great and so close.
That's exactly the trap again we were talking about before, just going a bit too quickly, too psyched, too overpowered.
Yeah, it's right there. I mean, look how close it is. You just think you could reach out and touch it, and then it's good enough to tempt you to do that.
Exactly, yeah. But as you see, like with Fanny before, Fanny Shibai, she did it really slow and really controlled.
Yeah, definitely
which was
the way
maybe
forward.
the better way, yeah.
Chloe as well, got to the same move, same place. And immediately looks back at the clock, because we have only got 44 seconds of this round remaining. So Franziska again, eyes up, the screw on for the right foot.
30 seconds.
Petra Klingler is thinking about finishing, and she does.
Yeah, so close.
And that's Chloe Kosko, who this time makes the final hole
gets it
work.
done. Nice.
14 seconds on the clock. It was good timing from her.
Good timing, yeah. Oh, it's really, you cannot see it on screen how hard it's raining here right now, because it got a lot more.
I mean, look at the umbrellas in that shot. It is pouring, and the problem is the transition zone. You can see the athletes with the umbrellas on the left, and it's dry at the moment.
Yeah, that's a problem as well. It's not raining completely straight, so I hope it's not getting into the wall. And also, it was also raining last week at the qualification of the university games. And I was talking to a competitor, and she said that the brushes were actually wet. Like, when you held the brushes, like on the stick, it was wet. So she wanted to brush something, and then her hands were completely wet.
So we have actually just been told that the competition is going to be paused due to this rain. I can see bright sky coming, though, so do not fear. And what usually happens is we're going to have a temporary break here, and we'll keep you updated. And it's usually because of lightning when this happens. There could be a bit of a lightning storm forecasted. So what we will do is keep you updated with how things are going.
Hopefully the rain will stop very, very soon.
Yeah, there's definitely some bright sky. I can even see some sun, so I don't think it will be too long away. So keep us on in the background. We'll contact you when there's a pause in this rain, and we'll be back with more action, hopefully, very soon.
See you.
Jetzt kommt die große Flane zum Einsatz. Unter vereinten Kräften wird jetzt hier abgedeckt. Ja, das sind Dinge. Ich wollte gerade sagen, wir sind mittlerweile höchst professionell. Das ist aber gerade eine Innsbrucker Idee und Entwicklung, nachdem wir 2021 da wirklich Meter pro das Wasser wegschöpfen mussten. Jetzt kommt das überlegen, wie kann man bei einer Matte Meter hoch Wasser stehen. In meiner Erinnerung ist es so, das ist Meter hoch gestanden. Und jetzt hat man sich für heuer, was ich bei Wien etwas abgeschaut, finde ich eine sehr schlüssige Idee, weil schau, jetzt hat man nichts zu tun. Das hängt von der Mauer. Das ist eine gute Idee. Ja, ich meine, das ist ja Plastik, von dem her kann man das ja dann relativ schnell wegwischen. Aber das Problem bei der
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this, wondering what's happening, we've just briefly paused because of rain, but as I'm speaking, it's stopping, and there is some blue sky on the horizon. So we're expecting things to start soon, but you can see our volunteers and route setters cleaning and brushing the stage. They're trying to get rid of the excess water, because the last thing you want as an athlete is to get your feet wet before trying to climb. So that's what will happen. They will prep the ground and only pull back that covering once everything is ready. But look, they're already making moves to do that. So all hope is not lost, and you can see the sun shining on our audience then. It is still raining a little bit, nowhere near as badly, and we have blue skies. So hopefully we'll be back with the action very soon.
Kompression. Ich weiß jetzt noch aus der Anatomie, es ist so wie in einem guten Gelenk, da halten quasi die beiden Oberflächen der Gelenkspfanne, zum Beispiel in der Schulter, aufgrund von Adhäsion zusammen. Hier ein nachteiliger Effekt, in unserer Schulter ein vorteiliger Effekt. Die Handfläche drüber, dann so da gab es ja noch keinen Lehrgang zum Einrollen der Plane. So viel Zeit hatten wir nicht. Wir haben sie erst entwickeln und produzieren lassen müssen. Also der Lehrgang zum Einrollen der Plane, der ist bisher ausgeblieben. Und es ist jetzt quasi probieren statt studieren. Ja, wir haben das im Vorfeld schon zweimal probiert, aber immer bei trockenen Verhältnissen. Ist ja Blödsinn rein. Da muss Wasser reinhauen. Die Zeit haben wir nicht gehabt. Wir haben es nicht gehabt. Big shout out and thank you to our helping hands. Also to the officials going through that rain. Und sogar die Produktionsleitung des ORF nimmt den Wasserschieber in die Hand. Da helfen alle zusammen. Man versucht immer wieder das Positive zu finden. Ich glaube, eine positive Sache für Gernot Spitzenstädter gibt es bei so einer Unterbrechung. Diesmal war nicht seine Technik schuld, sondern der Regen. Das, glaube ich, ist auch eher die rare Ware. Und da kann man es aufs Wetter schieben und er hat nicht einmal Unrecht. Die Unterbrechung ist tatsächlich einer höheren Gewalt geschuldet. Es werden dann noch frische Handtücher verteilt. Auch da hat man gelernt, aus den Wasserjahren der vergangenen Jahre immer ein frisches Handtücher mit dabei haben. Dann geht es noch einmal ein bisschen leichter. Ja, bei der Outdoor-Veranstaltungen und beim Klettern und Bouldern, seit wir am Marktplatz die Sachen im Griff genommen haben, seit 2004, sind immer Handtücher da. Und zwar nicht nur 3 oder 4, sondern Hunderte von Handtücher gehen bei einem Bewerb drauf. Da fragst du in 364 Tage warum und am 365. Tag weißt du warum. Ein Vorteil hat es auch, der Platz ist schön gekühlt. Das ist sicher für andere zum Stehen. Die Temperatur ist jetzt perfekt. Und jetzt werden auch beim Athleteneingang Tücher verlegt, damit man quasi in den Kletterpatschen drin bleiben kann und trocken zum Bouldern kommt. Auch das ist wichtig.
Well, there is confirmation of the time. 1:55 is when we hope to resume. So the route setters and volunteers will be making sure everything's cleaned up, ready to go before we get underway. So that's about 10 minutes from now. If things change, I'll let you know.
Aufgehört und innerhalb von 15 Minuten war alles trocken. Allein durch die hohe Temperatur der Wand selber trocknet es auf. Ich würde schon sagen, es geht beim Kunstfels etwas schneller wie auf dem Naturfels. Nein, ich glaube, es kommt darauf an, wie aufgeheizt es ist. Je aufgeheizter der Untergrund ist, desto schneller wird es natürlich dann wieder trocken. Und jetzt wird da noch ein Teppich verlegt. Sehr, sehr stark. Meine Damen und Herren, wenn Sie mittlerweile die Handflächen wieder frei haben, vielleicht einmal einen Zwischenapplaus da an den Helping Hands. Die kämpfen für Trockenheit. Yes! Together we are strong. Ich beachtlich, dass jetzt da wirklich der Franz, Aufnahmeleiter des ORF, voll mitgibt. Also muss er nicht unterhauen. Das sollte es für dieses Semifinale gewesen sein, hoffe ich zumindest. Am Abend schaut es schon wieder ganz anders aus mit dem Tiroler Gewitter, aber jetzt für das Semifinale ein bisschen was sie, aber hoffentlich. Jetzt gab es natürlich ein bisschen mehr an Erholung für die Athleten, die jetzt da wieder an den Start kommen. Okay, jetzt geht's.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit earlier than predicted, but the athletes are back onto the stage, so we will get cracking underway here in Innsbruck. This is the women's semi-finals. We have 20 athletes competing for just 6 final places. The rain that just delayed us by about 15 minutes is still around. It's hanging around up there, but we're hoping it will stay away from the arena. Now, Zhilulu from China is a bit of a sensation. She was in Brixen. She's 16 and was completely unknown. No one had heard of her. Coming from China. And it was fascinating watching her climb because she was unknown to us as well. In Brixen, she was 3rd. Bronze medal on her first competition is an incredibly impressive achievement. And let's see what she does with this slab. So she jumps up and straight away you can see the quality of that lady. Qualifying about, well, bottom 3rd of this pack, but still there. And I was talking to her coach in the isolation zone, and I asked him, where did she come from? And he said that she's been there competing or training for a while, and they had no idea if she would be good compared to the other athletes. They were just waiting and seeing. Brixen was the first chance that they got to see if she could handle it as well, and it turns out she can with that bronze medal.
Yeah, it was really impressive watching her climb in Brixen, I think.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. It was like, what a way to introduce yourself to the climbing world. Fanny Gibert is on the slab. Sorry, the second boulder, and she goes up to the top. Very quick top from her. And that's 2 out of 2 for her.
Puts her in a good position already.
Yeah, you can see she's psyched with that one. And then Saki Kikuchi is on boulder 4. First time we get to see that. That was Fanny's top down the bottom. Solsat in the middle.
Yeah, Solsat gets the 3rd boulder done.
Okay, so I think we can maybe safely say this is going to be a fairly high-scoring round at this point.
Yeah. I mean, you can, yeah, but I think so too. We're going to see a lot of more tops.
I'm done with sitting on the fence. I'm going to call it. I think tops are important in this one.
Yeah.
So that was Solsat on boulder 3, which is meant to be the hardest.
And we have seen a top on boulder 1 now, I think.
Yeah, so that is Jululu who leaves. Oh, look at that. That's some strength required there.
Really impressive. Made it look easy.
Yeah, she competes in lead as well, so we'll see what she's like on a rope. Tomorrow will be her first chance to prove that. And this was Saki's top. Oh no, she's still climbing, so this is Saki on boulder number 4. First time we've really seen it. High foot to get up to the zone.
High heel. Reaching out. Oh, nice.
Well into the crimp. Now this is the hard hole to see because it's between. Where she got it was the right place, but it's hard to be precise on that kind of
Yeah,
move.
I think you don't really see it that well when you're on the wall. And you probably also have to like put your head there and adjust a little bit. It's hard to get the right spot right away from reaching there. I don't know, like she did a few high heels before, but I'm wondering if you could also put a heel to the zone to go up there more controlled.
Yeah, possibly. It's small, that zone hold.
It's small and it's really high, but I'm pretty sure someone in the round will try it.
Absolutely. Well, look, we've seen people do crazier heel hooks as well.
I know.
I've seen some.
I'm
When
guessing-
did heel hooks become such a thing? I swear it wasn't a couple of years ago, and then it seems like the athletes are getting better and better at using them.
I mean, I think it's already there for a while, but yeah, like a few years ago, I mean, I remember when I was climbing youth comps, I was climbing with katana women. I don't know if you're the last sportiva shoe katana, but it's not the best for heel hooking, to be honest. But I didn't need it back then. And Janja was climbing with it too for a while. So yeah, it got more and more in the climbing scene now. Now, without heel hooking, you're lost.
Yeah, exactly. Second nature, isn't it? You have to heel hook.
Ooh, I called
There
it.
we go. Hannah Schubert, the genius in the commentary box. Oh, pops down.
I didn't say it works. I just said it's a possibility. But as you said, it's a really small hold. And I think it's really hard because then you have to almost like do a one-arm pull on the left.
Yeah, and also she had to almost heel hook her own fingers, which is never a nice feeling.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure someone else in the round will try it. The first name that comes to my mind who's going to try it on that list is Brooke Rabatu, because she really likes high heels and she's really good at them.
Yeah.
Especially because she's small, so she most of the time makes use of high heels. So yeah, we will see, but it could be that she would try it.
Place your bets now. Is Hannah Schubert right? We will find out soon.
Place your bets, yeah. But don't blame me. Don't blame me. I'm
You can't
scared.
be that much on the fence, Hannah. If you're going to go for it,
Okay.
fully commit. All right, I think you're right.
I commit to my word.
So Mia Oyagi from Japan, second Japanese athlete out.
And we know her from last week commentating as well, because she was on the podium at the University Championships
She was.
in bouldering too.
And we discussed it last week, but a lot of this, especially with Team Japan, sort of proving a bit of a point with that FISU Games, because we remember Sota Amagasa, who didn't make the main team and then did very well in the FISU Games. Like, it's a chance for Team Japan, who has such depth in their squad, just to prove what they're made of.
Yeah, exactly. Because not all Japanese people, like not all Japanese climbers who are really, really strong, all of them, get the chance to compete at the World Cup because there's a limited amount of spots. But it was nice that they had a chance to show it on the FISU. Like at least them that are not competing in the World Cups now.
Yeah, so Mia is another one who's done a lot of competing recently, and Francisca Stera comes off the top of Boulder 2. Let's have a replay of that. So she came out and she was falling as she grabbed it, legs kicking backwards. So Francisca on Boulder 2 is in the middle of your screen. Chloe Koskoy is in action. Petra Klingler goes horizontal. And there is Mia, who we were chatting about earlier, on the slab. And she's looking to bring that right foot up, but it's very uncomfortable position to bring the right foot. Does it now. And then you have to be, and bobbles it off.
Slipped right off. She was really happy with the podium last week. I just said congratulations to her afterwards. She was just smiling all the way. Couldn't stop smiling. I think she was really happy. You could also see that while she was like topping the last boulder at FISU. She was like, yes, did it.
It's awesome to see. So Francisca again eyes up this jump. And what's going on here, Hannah? So why because it's such a big hold. If you look at it, you think, well, just grab the thing. But what's the problem with that last move?
Yeah, how it's turned, first of all. Like, it's an undercling, and it's not turned the best way. And because it's an undercling, it's really hard to hold it without the feet at all. So you kind of need one foot at least, like on the wall, to kind of get weight on it and get weight on the undercling as well. And yeah, it's really hard to bring that foot out more to the right because it's more on the left and you cannot push on it and you don't get momentum on it.
So do they need
really
to go further to the right to get that done? Or is it just a fact of kicking your legs right?
It's a lot about body positioning as well. And to get the height. Because an undercling is only good when you're
underneath it.
Yeah, when you're underneath it and your body part, I don't know how to explain it.
No, I know what you mean.
Well.
Yeah, it's a center of gravity thing, isn't it?
Yeah, the center of gravity, exactly. That's what I wanted to say. Because if you're below it, it's really hard to hold the tension. Even though it's a good hold, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a
plays
hard
together
last
with the
move.
foot position too.
Yeah, and to fall off at the top as well, is it mentally, you have to climb the boulder again and again just to fall off that last move. It's difficult to keep it together, and you can see Francisca having to take some deep breaths and compose herself.
And as you could see, she also turned a lot because she only had the right hand and then the right foot, and then because the right foot was only halfway on the wall and not too much on the right. She like turned too much, and it's really hard to hold it with just one hand. So kind of her left shoulder has to come in as well and be like in the center of the wall.
I'm with you.
It's
No,
so hard to explain it. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm apologizing.
No, I think it makes sense because, yeah, it makes sense. And we'll see other athletes do it. And when they nail it, you can tell us what they did right.
Exactly.
So Petra turns high heel on that crimp.
Francie was just asking the crowd for support.
And they do immediately get behind it. Petra up. Will she use the heel? Hannah's heel, we're calling it from now on.
She didn't. She made it work.
Oh, now she's bringing it up, though.
Come on, Petra. That last move still looks so hard as well.
Petra, I think, is going to finish it. She's got 30. She's not. She's got 30 seconds. She hasn't got any tops yet. One more chance for her, and she's in 6th position at the moment.
Yeah, she went for another go, fighting hard. Yeah, but now it's over.
So Petra leaves with 4 zones.
And
Chloe's not getting close on women's 3 yet. She goes as well. Oh, and so close for Mia. That's not going to happen.
coming close, but
nose to go up. So that is it. The athletes will leave the stage. Sun shining now, although the rain clouds are all around us.
yeah. But maybe they're just passing. That's Innsbruck. It's always really hard to tell. Like, everyone who has ever been here probably has experienced that. Like, from sunshine to rain to rainbow. Like, we had a lot of rainbows in the past few days because it was raining, and then the next 5 minutes was sunshine again, like it is now. So, yeah, it's really hard to plan an event in times like this, to be honest.
It is indeed, yeah. I feel sorry for everyone who's doing that. Ayala Karem from Israel is up on this slab. Her coach is Alex Kazanov, also an athlete for Team Israel.
She already had a pretty good season so far, like consistent season, for example.
Absolutely, yeah. She's made semi-finals every time apart from in the first Salt Lake.
And there she came 31st, so really close.
Yeah, 21st.
21st, just one. Yeah, sorry. 21st.
And then she's made a couple of made one final as well in Salt Lake, the second one. So yeah, she's an athlete who's definitely got potential.
Exactly, yeah. And she came through in my ring, and I think I don't know if it was winning the qualification round, but being like climbing really well in the qualification. Kind of was like everyone showing right away. So hey, count on me, guys. This year I'm there, and you will see me in semis a lot.
Yeah, and people have been talking about her for a while. Anyway, Jilulu up to the top. Oh, hello. Gets that done very quickly. So that's 2 out of 2 for her. Jilulu, awesome from her. She will leave.
That looked perfectly.
Oh, look at that look.
But yeah, she didn't turn as much as Francie, what I said before. She could stop it with her foot kind of pushing, and then because she was about to turn, but then her foot push turned her to the left again.
She turned the wall into almost a hold there. She made it look so good. So Ayala Karem chalks up. Great chalk bag.
It's a lot about your foot position on the wall on that boulder. Yeah, I love the chalk bag. Brings us all in good mood.
So up with the left and then down for her. So Ayala Karem is in action on your big screen. Fanny Gibert in the middle. Solsa on the right. And there is Solsa. Got a few big names missing from the semi-finals. Oriane Berton didn't make it through. And she has been battling a little bit of a finger injury, but I've chatted to her. She just wasn't really feeling it this week. It didn't happen.
I watched her climbing in qualifications, and you could actually see her frustration already after the first 2 boulders, being like, I should have done them, and I know I would be capable of doing them, but somehow couldn't make it work. Like, you could really see that she was like struggling and being really frustrated because she knows she's strong. She knows she's belonging in semis and wants to climb and wants to fight it out on the mats. So yeah, I think she was really sad and disappointed.
Yeah, she will bounce back there. She's got the lead coming up, so she's got another chance at least. And also, there was rumours of a Janja Garnbret appearance circling around the internet, but she isn't competing in the boulder, but we'll see her in the lead.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I talked to her, like, it was a few months ago already, and there she wasn't sure if she's going to do Innsbruck, but she said if it is before lead, then she probably is not going to do it because she wants to concentrate fully on lead this season. So, yeah, she only did Meiringen to just show that she's also there.
Yes, just to remind everyone.
Yeah, just to remind everyone. And she says she just loves Meiringen. So, yeah, a bit disappointed because, hey, Innsbruck is cool too, but she's coming for lead, so it's okay. I'm not mad.
She'll be back. She'll be back. So Ayala Kerem just cleans the shoes. And there's Fanny Gibert, who's in second position at the moment. Has the zone already on this boulder. Will want to finish things off. She has such great body tension, this Fanny Gibert.
Yeah, swinging around. So on this boulder, you cut loose off your feet so many times and always have to hold the tension. That's the tricky part.
I love watching her climb. It's the way she moves. It's so interesting. It's almost calculated with every movement. She's very precise, and
I feel like she also is really good with like body positioning and movement rise. Like always, yeah. She's also finishing her movements really well. I don't know if that makes sense, but some people like start a movement, but then just like move very quickly or don't really finish it. But I feel like she's executing that always really well, with like putting her hip all the way to the left, all the way to the right, or always looking for the best body position.
No, I think you're right, yeah. And once she's committed to it, she sees it all the way through as well. She's not pulling out of it halfway.
Yeah, exactly.
So, next up is a hometown favourite, another one of your teammates, Jessie Pilz, an Olympian.
Yeah, she's really looking to get back into finals after 2 7th places already this season. I mean, I guess always someone has to take that spot, but twice in one season, it's like, and always so close to her. I think in Brixton was 1 10, so it's like.
Well, she wants to get back to where she belongs in finals. Of course, she'll be in action for lead as well.
I think she gained a lot of confidence with the season, though. Also with 2 7th places, like most of the time, even though it was close, she was still happy with her performance and her consistency. Because yeah, there were also bouldering seasons when she lost some of that confidence, but it really makes a difference. And we have that confidence. You can climb so much more free and better as well. And I think you can really see that in her climbing.
So she comes to the undercling, reading this well so far, stands up, or will up on that slope, but left foot through. Interesting, none of the athletes really standing, or a lot of them not standing in that dish down at the bottom. And she gradually removes that right hand. She was going for the big stretch.
Yeah.
Jessie, we talked about it might work for taller athletes. Jessie's not in that category.
No, I think she's 163 or 164. So, yeah, I don't think she will make that work. But it's probably the safer method, so it was worth a try. But probably now she realized, okay, that's not possible. Now I have to try something else.
Chloe Kosko has the best slow motion reactions I think I've seen. It's brilliant. She changes facial expression mid-fall.
Yeah, love it too. Oh, there was also a bit of a slip there from Jessie on the left side.
That was Jessie in action. And there she is again. So tiptoeing that toe up. Second attempt on this, matches with the feet. And we've got her teammates in action in the middle as well, Franziska Sterra on boulder number 3.
And Mia Aoyagi on boulder number 2. Don't think I nailed that pronunciation, but I'm giving my best.
Chloe is so still on that boulder. I thought the camera had frozen. She's really focusing on what's going on. There's Franziska. Up into the crimpy pinch.
Powerful boulder. Actually, should like that one. Bit of a foot slip there too.
How do you train a grip strength like that? Because it's thumb as much as anything. So what do you do to get better at that?
You mean like
Yeah,
the
like a
strength
pinch
in your
strength. When you're training and, you can... Oh, hang on, we'll just watch Mia. Oh, she comes down. Yeah, because...
to get better at pinches?
Exactly, because fingerboarding is, to get stronger fingers, there's the fingerboard, there's the weight. But how do you get better at pinching?
Like some people do it with like lifting weights hanging on a block that you pinch. So kind of like you also have the same with crimps, but you can also do it with a block and then putting weight on it and just lifting it up kind of. Or you can do pinch boulders, just fully with pinches, or jumping on pinches and holding the swing. There are ways of doing it. Also pinches on a campus board, obviously, yeah.
Now we're just looking at a little bit of an injury there. I think it was Chloe being looked at.
No, it was
not
Mia.
Chloe. Oh, it was Mia being looked at.
It was Mia.
So Mia is being, there she is being helped off. So I didn't see her fall, but I presume she had an awkward one.
Well, the last move on boulder number 2, we saw it before. There are some nasty falls. Like you turn and...
Well, I think this is the moment. So she comes up, kicks to the right, and then she's spinning. And almost does a little bit more rotation than she would have wanted. Which
it is because her right hand slipped. And then she spinned even more. But is it her knee?
Yeah, I think she was holding her knee straight away. Got down. She did walk off. So we'll let you know what happened with that. She's not on the mats currently.
Hoping for the best, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really when the top moves are like that, like as you said before, the wall is really high. And when you turn as well and you fall down really uncontrolled, it can result into a nasty fall for sure.
So Jessie Pilks is in the center of your screen. Oh, look at this move, that left hand. I mean, she's trying to crimp something that isn't really there.
Exactly, yeah. Desperately looking for something on that hold. I also think that hold is not getting any better throughout the round, to be honest.
So Jessie, that cross-hand method again, it's working for her. And you can see the logic behind it, because then you can pull with that left hand as you move to the right. And that's it for her. The buzzer goes, stopping her first boulder. So she'll get the zone for it, but nothing more.
Just as a reminder, our first competitor out is still in the lead. Kikuchi Saki, she did a really good job of topping 3 boulders and getting 4 zones. So, yeah, as we said before, it's always hard to call it early, but she did a really good job right away coming up.
Yeah, it
first.
was impressive, that. So we'll keep an eye on her. How long can she stay in that top spot? Remember, we've got some big, big names coming soon. Katja comes out for Team Slovenia. Slovenian team has a lot of quality in it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure we will also see a lot of that in the lead, of that quality.
Yeah, they're coming, aren't they?
They're coming, yeah, they're coming.
Janja Gambret, of course, part of Team Slovenia. Undoubtedly the most successful out of that team, Olympic gold medalist. So Katja gets stood up and underway. Crimping right on the edge of that dish. The little, where it joins the wall, where it's screwed into the wall, can leave a little edge, tiny crimp.
Yeah, sometimes you even have to use your fingernails if they're there.
Yes, Stash was telling me this yesterday. She said you don't want to be cutting your fingernails before a World Cup too short, just in case.
Not too short, but you also don't want to have them too long. Like, it's a tricky business. It's all about, it's all about the tiny parts.
Seems like such a simple sport, doesn't it? So much to it. So Ayala Karem.
Oh, she almost did that stacking.
Well, she has matched it in there. Just a little pop at the end into it.
Yeah, just the foot swap at the end was dynamically. Ooh, wow, that was impressive. Really good finger strength on that left crimp and really controlling. And also using the wall kind of to hold the balance and hold.
And that right foot was nailed into the sloper. It didn't move throughout that sequence
That
of
was
hand
really
moves.
strong. That looked really strong.
Look at this, that right foot absolutely still as she bumps the hand up into it, and then once she's got the jug, it's good enough for her to release and match.
Really strong way of doing that.
So Jelu has already got 2 tops. She's got 2 minutes 46 to get the third one. She's in third at the moment.
I think she's more on the smaller side of the competitors, I would say, like just from looking at it. And the moves on the third one are quite big, so you really have to...
Launch.
Yeah, launch. And then it's even harder to hold the tension, obviously. like, I mean, don't want to say it's not possible for smaller climbers or whatever. Like, probably I'm like the other way of like saying stuff like that, to, like, especially compared to Stasha, for example. I guess like you're always saying that because how you are. Like, I'm small too, but I think like especially women like this, the young Chinese girl, or also Brooke Rabatu and something. Those are examples for that you can still climb really strong and also be really good in bouldering, even though you're small. And you have to find other ways sometimes. Or you have to be even better in jumping. You have to be even better in dynamic moves. Or maybe you have to find different solutions. But I feel like I always thought bouldering is a lot harder when you're small than lead. But those women prove that it's still possible.
Yeah, it's worth having a conversation about, just because it changes the way they do a boulder.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop them, it just alters things sometimes.
Exactly. Maybe they have to do something different, and maybe it's harder, or maybe they need more jumping skills or more of some abilities. But then also on the other hand, tall people sometimes have to need to make themselves smaller, kind of, or use really high feet, and have their knee on their head or something. So, yeah. But that's also the tricky part for the route setters, to set boulders that is possible for everyone in every size.
So Katja is in such an awkward position here. Head down. You want to watch your face there. If you pop, it's going to hurt. Right over the top of that boulder. Oh.
I don't know if we've seen someone in that position before.
No. It's one of those positions, as an athlete, you're in it and you don't quite know how you got there. You're sort of stuck in this place. Like, how did this happen?
Yeah. Sometimes you cannot even do it again because you have no idea what you did there.
Yeah.
And then you re-watch it in the video, like afterwards, after the company, like, what did I do there? How did I get there? How did I get out of there?
Well, she's worked. Oh, she spent so much time getting out of that position, as you said, and then can't get the sequence linked. Oh, but look at that. That is Fanny Gibert, who locks in the zone. Crosses through.
High heel. Ooh, I don't think she's going to have enough time.
No, 8 seconds. It was not much. So Fanny Gibert will stay in second.
Yeah.
Katja goes off. She looks like she's limping a bit as she leaves the stage, but I think it's more the way the mats make you walk rather than an injury.
Yeah, or maybe that awkward position she was in for so long.
Oh, yeah, true.
Still recovering from that.
Yeah.
Just feeling a bit stiff, or like a bit, achy from that.
Cheon So is out from South Korea. Now, Cheon's interesting because she was always a lead climber and then has spent time recently really working on the bouldering, and I think the Olympics probably has something to do with that, but she's got really quite good at bouldering recently and is regularly making semi-finals now.
Yeah, and I think her performance was always really impressive to watch, like also in qualifications and sometimes just like flashing boulders or doing boulders that hardly someone else could do and just making them look easy. I think also in Brixton was it when she did a boulder that was supposed to be the hardest boulder of the round, but then couldn't do some others, so that's why she didn't advance to the next round, but made that look so easy, that boulder that just a few other girls could do. And sometimes pulling something out of the bag, which is just impressive to watch.
Yeah, never look away because she can surprise you. So she gets us underway on boulder 1. Jessie Piltz topping out boulder 2.
That was quick, really good job.
Yeah, and that will get her confidence back because I think she would have wanted, she came so close to the top of that first one.
Exactly, and starting off with a slab, like it's also her weakness, like she would consider it as a weakness. She doesn't like slabs. So
who does, frankly?
There are some people, I would say, but
they're out there somewhere, aren't they?
the people of the amount of the people not liking slabs is definitely higher than the other.
It's just a frustrating aspect of our sport, isn't it? Because you can work so hard and not really get anywhere, and if you don't get the body movement locked in, it's a problem.
Exactly, and it's not so much of like pulling hard or crimping hard and holding on and fighting. It's more, it's more technical and looking for the body position. But I also know people who like that, and I think especially some of the French climbers are really good at it.
Well, Stasha coming out last loves the slab, and she can think her way through it really well.
Yeah, as I said, some people just like it. Maybe I just don't like it because I'm not good at it. Probably, most of the people I know that don't like slabs are people who are not so good at slabs or consider them not being good at slabs.
I think I'm guilty of that one, for sure.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
So,
Francie making good progress there. Boulder number 4.
It looks like she lost that heel. We know it's small and hard to get, and look at the frustration from her.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the people try to put the heel in afterwards, as you said before, like Petra tried as well. Because I think putting it in right away, as we see Kikuchi Saki try, it's really high and it's really hard to get your hand out. But then she wanted to put it in after, but then her left foot slipped while she wanted to put it on there.
Yeah, it was
See
almost
the pop?
there. Yeah.
The left foot slipped.
So Shen So is still on, as is Francisca Sterra.
But yeah, we still haven't seen a top on Boulder number 4.
True, yeah. I mean, the route setters thought it was a bit easier than Boulder number 3, not proving to be the case at the moment.
Maybe the route setters thought it was easier.
Very true.
Just their style, probably. I also know some route setters that are just underestimating themselves. They're like, oh yeah, I'm not so strong, I'm not so...
Oh, they are, aren't they?
Yeah, they
so
are
good.
so strong, yeah.
And they're strong
They have
after,
to be, they have to be.
Well, they have to test these boulders, they have to
Yeah.
know all the moves. Oh, Sheon So gets it done with the match. Yes, from Sheon. So, good top from her to get her competition off to the best of starts. Apart from the flash, of course. There she goes into the lip of that boulder. Fingers crimping, matches it, looks back. This is it, look at that right hand. That makes it look better than it is because you're coming from quite low into it.
Yeah, coming from the left.
Siska has less than a minute.
Come on, Francie.
Now this is where she's fell before. Presses underneath, the left foot staying place this time.
That looked really, really good. But that is so far. So far to get high enough on that blue top hold.
Certainly with the heel in like that, yeah, it's a long way. But then if you were to drop the heel down, then the handhold isn't really good enough, so it's a conundrum. So the bump and holding that swing is powerful as well. Look at that rotating all the way around.
Yeah, we saw some people matching right away, like jumping with both hands, kind of.
That was so cool. That was some Matrix stuff right there. So Francesca spins in the air, but wasn't enough for her. 6 seconds, we'll have a rotation. And it's Giorgia Tessio next from Italy. We have a little transition time. You can see the red clock ticking down. Allows everyone to get out of the way and the brushers to do their jobs.
Pretty good rule they invented, I think.
I like it. It stops that carnage at the beginning when everyone's running everywhere and bumping in.
And sometimes people were like still falling off and others were running underneath it. It was really dangerous. So like this, it's a bit more sorted. And yeah, it's 15 seconds, so that's okay.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, obviously it adds up and the comp is going to last a bit longer, but I think it's still a good invention.
Absolutely. So, in action now, Giorgia Tessio, there she is on your main screen. Katja is on the top, well, middle left. Jilu Lau.
Oh no.
Oh, so it's not Jilu Lau.
Ayala Karam.
Ayala Karam. It's sometimes hard for us to see the screen because it's a little small. So she gets herself set up, and Jilu Lau is in action at the end on boulder 4. There we go, we got it figured out.
Yeah, we switched it up. Sorry.
So Giorgia Tessio heavily strapped on the back of her knee.
Bit of a tape there, yeah. Wondering if she already had that in qualification or if it's new.
I don't remember seeing it, but there's so many athletes competing. We had, I think it was the 3rd biggest number of athletes registered and competing here in Innsbruck ever. So there's a lot of climbers out on the mats.
I mean, it's I think from the amount of competitors, it's the biggest event since World Championships 2018 in Innsbruck, because we also have 2 groups in male and female for the lead, so 8 routes on the wall. So in total, it's a big event with a lot of competitors.
Yeah, and there's so many moving parts going on. It's a real buzz here at the moment. And the finals later tonight, that will take place at 7:30 Central European time.
Yeah, hoping for no rain, no thunderstorms.
Yes, there's some rather
No
nasty stuff
interruptions.
forecasted, isn't there? But we'll see.
Yeah, but as I said before, like the weather forecast in Innsbruck is not really reliable because we're in the middle of the mountains. It can always pass or just result in a small rain, but then get past it really quickly. We will see. Keeping fingers crossed.
Just looking at that drop knee from Gilou there.
Made that look so easily.
It's like a toe hook drop knee.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people could make that.
No.
work. Yeah, it's special for sure.
Yeah, it's you need some flexibility for that. Now she goes up, and will she look to put this heel in there? She works her left foot in, which allows into a toe.
Yeah, it's really hard to hold the tension there too. I think that like blocked hold up there is really bad. It looks like it. Not a lot of space for your hands. Now you can see it really well.
Yeah, it's not great. And hard to hit accurately because of those because of that blocker hold. So Georgia gets stood up. Yeah, the yellow surface of that hold, it's a dual texture hold, so it's slippy on the top. You don't want to be standing on it. Oh, that's a nasty fall. She came down right on her right leg.
Yeah. I mean, it's always hard to tell when people are taped or not, because some people are just like taped regularly kind of as a support, but not because they're injured or they have an injury or had an injury. But some people, yeah, like feel something from qualification or the round before, or have an injury already on that leg, or have a little bit of problems. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was a nasty one. If it was hurt, that would have hurt coming down like that.
Yeah.
So Ayala Karem up into the benches. Pure power, strength from now on. Just going to have to reset. There's a little over a minute left of this round. We're sort of in the final third of today's semi-final.
Yeah, we've only seen two tops on the third boulder as well. Only from Kikuchisaki and Solsa. So
Yes.
not so many tops on boulder 3 and 4 so far. Like, not on 4, as we said before.
Yeah, Solsa. Oh, hang on. That is Katja. Topping out boulder 2. Powerful stuff from her that will bump up the order. Georgia getting all mixed up, having to cross over the top of the dual texture hold. And now watch her weight this right leg.
And also have a look. Boulder number 4.
Gilou not getting it done. So she will stay in third place. 2 tops. Started well. And missed the zone.
Yeah, she missed the zone on the third one, which a lot of people got, so that will maybe make a difference in the end of the result too.
So Camilla Moroni will be the new athlete we see in a minute. Brushers finish their jobs. They brush right up to the buzzer. And then have to quickly get out of the way of the athletes run over, because their time does start from the moment they enter that arena. The second the buzzer goes, it begins.
Yeah, it's different to the finals where they have time to stand in front of the boulder with the back to the boulder and then turn around and then the time starts.
So Camilla Moroni from Italy, third in the World Champs in Moscow.
And already had a good season so far too.
She's had a very good season, yeah. And is such a strong competitor.
Yeah, and I love watching her because I feel like she never gives less than 100%. I mean, not that other people wouldn't do that, but you could just see her fighting on every attempt, every boulder.
It's a default, isn't it?
Yeah.
She doesn't really need to dig deep to find it. It's just there, right on the surface.
Yeah, and I love the emotions when she tops out a boulder after trying really hard. Because you could see how much work she put into it.
Xian So is on boulder number 2. And I think boulder number 4 is blanked out because that is it Mia who was injured? Yeah, so we think she's probably not competing now anymore, which is a shame because she was going well.
Yeah, what a shame. We're hoping for a quick recovery for her. Whatever happened to her, hopefully it's not too bad. Sometimes also in the situation when you injure yourself or you fall down and you feel pain, it's hard to tell how serious it is. Like sometimes you only know that when it's cooling down, and so Yeah, for sure. So if it's already that bad, if you're still warm, then you better stop, and you don't know if you could make it worse if you keep on climbing. It's tricky, but maybe it was the best decision for her to stop. It's really hard to get that zone. It's kind of like a, how do you say it? Like a, not a crack, but like a small slot. You say slot? It's like a slot, yeah. Yeah, it's a small slot, and you have to get it right, and you have to pinch at the same time. So you have to get the slot and bring the thumb in. Yeah, so it's tricky. I think it looked like she thought about putting a heel on the left, but then she decided to use like the swing of her foot to get momentum to the left. Yeah, she missed the foothold there. Yeah, she reminded herself where the slot was that she couldn't hit before.
That right foot that Jessie is sitting on is very bad. It hasn't got a lot on it in terms of friction.
Yeah, and you want to have a good foot there because you want to put weight on it, so you could like kind of statically reach out to the next one. But if the foot is not so good, you have to hold on even more.
Seon-So going slowly up, right underneath it, gets
Nice
it done
catch.
in Boulder 2.
Nice catch. Because she also stayed on with the left foot. So many people lost that one as well.
That's helped her score, so she's up into 4th.
Yeah.
Palm prints of those who have gone before waiting.
Yeah, I'm curious how she will do in the next two, because I think that could suit her style too.
Jessie once again goes. She's got less than a minute.
Oh, foot flip there. Oh, did it differently now. Didn't do the foot pop now, the foot swing.
They've changed it up and it looked better. Now into the pinch. This is better from Jessie. Gets the left foot high, and she might get a top here. It'll be her second.
The match is not super easy, so nice one. Good
Figured
job.
it out at the end from Jessie.
Shaking the head. I don't know what was that for. Probably she thought she lost a lot of attempts there. Probably could have done that earlier. She thinks that probably.
Yeah, when you suddenly unlock a beta sequence that feels so much easier than what you've been doing in the past, you just think, oh, if only I'd read that differently.
Yeah, she did it in her 4th attempt. Still pretty good, but she probably is like, maybe first or second would have been okay too. And she knows as well as we do that a lot of strong people are still coming, but it's only over until it's over.
Wise words from Hannah.
Don't put that into quotation.
Everything you say is in quotations. It's forever quotated.
Yeah.
Quotated?
Quotated? Oh, yeah. It's only over till it's over.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hope climberism doesn't make a meme out of it.
Well, we're in the top 6 now, and Brooke Rabatu is out from the USA. She watched her teammate Colin Duffy make finals. Will that have inspired her for this afternoon?
Yeah.
Look at that. I love that facial expression. I think she thinks she's figured it.
Yeah, I talked to her a few days ago when she arrived in Innsbruck, and she skipped Brixen to stay at home after Salt Lake, train, and then come here. And she said she thinks was a really good decision for her, like to train more lead, but also to just like not travel right away again. Yeah, so now she has even more energy for this comp.
So has the rest done her good? Let's find out. She's seen the dish. See what she wants to do, get that left foot, getting her body weight over on the right so she can remove the left, and then drives the toe, point down into the dish.
Ooh.
Palming, interesting.
Yeah, she made that press work really, made that work really well.
So, Brooke is up and going, chalking up that left hand. Just one finger pressing against the dual text. And this is clever because she's giving herself room to put that right foot on.
On the top right of your screen, you see Ayala Kerem on boulder number 4, making really good progress as well.
Still no one sent it. I want to see this getting done.
Yeah, me too. People got really close already, but that last move was proven to be really hard.
So Brooke pressing upwards, palm on the hold, now gets a double match on it.
Chalking up, looking to stand really comfortable.
Yeah, she's in a good position. Gets right onto the screw hold, and she's still on her flash go. She's been on the wall a long time.
Yeah, but still looking for the best way. Oh, that was really close.
Yeah, the thing is, when you spend, I mean, look, obviously you want to get it done first go, so you want to spend that time.
Yeah.
But she's left herself now only 2 minutes 40. Doesn't give a lot of time to change things up.
That's true, but probably on the next though, she will be a bit quicker. Yeah, on the bottom section, because she knows how she's done it and be more comfortable, knows how the next hold is, how the footholds are and stuff. I think we saw also Petra, or some of the first competitors, staying on there for a really long time on their first go, but then being a lot quicker on the second and third.
And Brooke is very good at timing these things. I mean, for someone who is young, she's been on this scene for a while. I remember her breaking through to finals. Last year, was it, in Salt Lake, and being really surprised by it and super over the moon, and now it's just a regular occurrence for her. She's come into this senior circuit with a vengeance.
Yeah, her and Natalia as a duo kind of like made finals together last year for the first time, and now it's like, oh, again, okay, again, take it.
Yeah, it's gone from a surprise into a surprise when they don't make it.
Yeah. In the regular,
Ayala Kerem is one move away from the top, sets herself up, pops, and that's about as close as we've seen from her, and head in her hands. I think she's more disappointed than her. She's exhausted than her. Look at her breathing deeply. Maybe a little bit of whiplash there as she came down. Look how close this was. She was right on top of it.
Oh, she was in a really good spot there, because actually you could see a chalk hand on the bottom as well, and that's I think where someone else hit it, which is I don't know if it's impossible to hold it there, but it's a lot harder for sure. So she was in a really good position, but it's still really hard to hold the swing, especially as we've seen the right hand on that like blocked hold is not the best.
And now she's taken that fall, she's got to then psych herself up to do it again, knowing that it was quite a painful one. So
yeah, but I hope she can get it done. That was really close.
Well, she's back on. She's back on the top right of your screen. Georgia Tessio, 43 seconds to go is as well. And look, Ayala Kerem just resting, almost psyching herself up for this sequence.
Oh no, foot slip from Brooke again.
Yeah, Brooke looks so good on that first go and now has to speed things up a bit with 31 seconds to go. Ayala Kerem, this is it. Well, this is the move that she took the nasty fall on, gets the heel locked in. She'll know what she has to do. She sets herself. Left foot on the surface, up, and again down she goes. Maybe not quite as committed to that one.
Nah, the move the try before was a lot better. Oh, nice.
Awesome.
In the last 10 seconds.
And Brooke Rabatou didn't get that done, so she got the zone, which will leave empty-handed in terms of the top. Now, I've been given some information about Mia Oyagi, who we saw was injured. She has gone to hospital to be checked out. So we obviously send the best wishes and thoughts with her.
Yeah, probably good to get a check done right away.
So Mia will no longer be taking part in the rest of this competition. So next rotation, and a lady is entering now who's trying to win her 5th gold medal in a row. She has been the standout sensation of the women's bouldering comp this year. Natalia Grossman is in action on the right-hand side of your screen. There she is. And, I mean, what can we say about this lady? She's never stopped smiling. She seems to win everything.
Makes boulder look easy that nobody else can do. And always having fun.
Always, yeah. Well, it's interesting to know whether she's always having fun or whether it's like a psychological trick, because I've heard this.
I think a bit of both.
Yeah, because it is a technique the American athletes are using, which is if you smile enough, you feel good when you go on it. And it's interesting because I hadn't thought about that before I was told it, but it makes sense.
I know, it makes sense now, and I also think that a big part of it is psychological, but also I feel like she's having fun a lot.
She's definitely enjoyed it, isn't she?
I mean, how can you not enjoy it when you've ridden 4 times in a row and flashing almost everything? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I would have fun too, I guess.
Me too. And look at this from Natalia. Utterly dominant. She crosses through, makes it happen.
I would have fun when I would splash a slab that a lot of people had struggled on.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job. Made it look easy.
So Natalia, quick top from her.
At the replay.
She just looks so. Everyone else has been like fighting for that right foot position. She just waits it, rocks over on it, matches, and you think, what's the problem?
Yeah, if you would only see her on that boulder, you would be like, okay, what? Why did other people fall off that?
And it makes it so difficult for the route setters to set when someone is not better than everyone, but when someone is that kind of form on that regular basis, and you're trying to set for 20 athletes, it's very challenging.
It's really hard.
But look at this from Jessie Pilz. One move off.
Ooh, the pop. Everyone is putting a heel there. I'm wondering, I mean, probably it's really hard to just put your toe there because everyone's heel hooking.
Cheon-So topping out. That's a good round from her. So that's 3 out of 3 for Cheon-So, so that would jump her up.
Yeah, after she topped 2 of them, I was already like, ooh, I could have put her in a good position. Even though she took a lot of attempts on her second one. She used 9 attempts there, but it doesn't matter if she does all 4.
Yeah, well, she's in second place. Saki is still in the first position.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure she's gonna, like, not calling the final or anything, but I'm pretty sure she's gonna finish that comp in a really good position with a really good result.
I mean, if you looked at 3 tops on one zone for Saki Kikuchi, you would think that that must be in, you know. And yet we're starting to see some of these tops come through, and you think, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, but she should be through, and if she is, it's going to be pretty special. First athlete out.
For sure, yeah. But I think she either will make it or, like, finish in the top 10 and being really close, depending on attempts.
Jessie Pilz crosses through. Twists her body as she gets a high heel. Has to remove her fingers as she goes. So this is the sequence that's got everyone. The heel, or maybe it should be a toe. Because if it is a heel, you're quite low on it and it's a long way to go.
Oh, she's trying to put the toe now. It looks a lot harder to put the toe there than the heel, but then moving from it, I think you're just a bit taller, you're a bit longer. Like the last move is really far, and with the heel, it might stop you at the end and you not get as far enough, you not get high enough.
But a toe just allows you to stand up a bit more.
Yeah, but also the heel takes more weight off your hands. So I think for staying on that position, the heel is good, but then moving from it is really hard, and you have to get even higher with your hands, because you cannot push as much with your right foot.
Camila Moroni takes a huge fall down. Just the endurance that these athletes show to take the moves they do, to take the falls they do.
Ooh, that fall.
That was nasty, all the way down on the right hand. Look at that.
Look at that rebounds kind of thing, like when she was on the mats, but then like...
I mean, these things do always look worse in slow motion. It's worth pointing that out.
For sure.
But still. So Jessie with the heel. That's all she's got to work with. Makes the left. How much energy has she got left? This will be her last attempt. Up with the right hand. Will she use a toe or a heel? She's going for the toe again. Drops down underneath.
Jessie.
Pops. Close. Close for Jessie.
Fighting so hard on that one.
So the round ends. We near the bottom half of our competition here.
I feel like it's a lot about doing the first boulder as well.
Yeah, it might all become very important. There's a couple of umbrellas you saw in the crowd. Don't worry, that's not rain. I think that's more sun now. This is the thing with the weather here. It's baking or it's pouring. One of the two.
It's a bit better than yesterday, though. Yesterday it was so warm. It was really, really warm.
So this is how close Jessie came. Needed to get a little higher on it. So Brooke Rabbitoo is back. Oh, this was a big fall. Yeah, you can see there, bending over with her ribs. She drove her knee into her ribs. That's nasty to happen.
Ooh, that doesn't sound too good.
Hopefully she'll be able to go back and maybe just knock the wind out of her. So Hannah Moyle returns, silver medalist in the last comp. And Hannah Moyle went away during the off-season and did something, because she's come back with some great performances. Out she goes into the dish. She's someone who now, suddenly after her silver medal, is someone we're looking at for finals, whereas in the past we expected her to do well in the semis, but not necessarily make it through. So another athlete who's stepping up her game.
Yeah, always interesting to see.
Waits that right foot, fingertips on. For a long second, it looked like she had it, and Brooke Rabatu there got Boulder 2 done as well.
That was really quick. That was too quick for us.
I didn't even see it happen so quick.
Too quick.
Let's watch it. Here's the replay. So up she goes with the right, and she does that method of being static on it, which now looks like the right way to do it.
Yeah, it just looks really controlled. She made that look easy again.
But remember, she didn't make the top on the first one, so she's got some work to do for the rest of the semi-final.
For sure, yeah.
That's how close Hannah Moore came.
Yeah, but nodding with her head like, oh yeah, I can do that one. I can get it done.
Katja Debovitz on the top right. That is Georgia Tessio in the middle and the top, and Hannah Moyle on the left-hand side of your screen. That's the athletes out. Brooke Rabatu getting Boulder 2 done. That's why her screen is blanked.
Yeah, Hannah made that start look so easy. And she was quick too.
Great footwork with that right. And this time it's more solid. She'll need to swap the foot, but she does. Matches.
Good job.
Yeah, she's off to a great start. Just 2 attempts on that.
Yeah. But yeah, like now, at the moment, it looks like 3 tops. This might be
yeah, so 3 tops
might
needed.
be the goal to reach. Might not depend on the attempts too much. 4 zones, maybe. But yeah.
Hannah's keeping an eye on the scores for us here in the box. She's got the app open. You can download the IFSC app if you want live scores. We've got a scoreboard on the right, so you can also see it there, and that will remain on screen. And it's a good tool so we can see. And things at this point in the comp always change so quickly. Everything's altered.
Yeah, exactly. And then also sometimes, like as we've seen now with Brooke, people flash, and we're not even quick enough to realize, and you're not quick enough to see. But you also don't know, maybe there was a foot slip already, so you don't know, okay, was it the first try, was it the second try? So I just like to keep the app open just to look, like, if I don't say anything wrong, also considering attempts and stuff.
That's a good idea. Well, you keep an eye on that. So we've got 2 athletes in action at the moment. 2 done, 2 still climbing. Katja Debovitz, there she is. And that's Georgia Tessio. So crowd get behind her with 1 minute remaining as she heads upwards to the pinches. Looks for the zone. She hasn't got a zone yet on this. Locking the heel, interesting.
Yeah, I think we saw Jessie maybe thinking about it, like looking there, but then not doing it. I don't think I have not seen anyone else do it, but maybe
that's what she's holding on to. It's a thin edge, and the thumb hold, if you can call it a hold, is just sort of a vague depression in the hole.
I'm just thinking maybe it might even be better to just pinch the volume, like if it was not there, but probably not. I guess it's there for a reason. The root setters usually know what they're doing. Better than me, apparently. Like, obviously. Never really done root setting before, so.
It's interesting, whenever I have an athlete up here in the commentary box, how many of them are interested in root setting, because it is a sort of a progression, a logical way to go.
Yeah.
And the more you get into climbing, you then start analysing how the boulder is set, and then you want to try it.
Yeah, and I think when you're also a few people, like also Franzi, for example, she tried some root setting in the past, and also other people from the team, because I think you can also learn a lot through it, and you learn how root setters plan stuff, how root setters think, and then you can read boulders better and just like maybe can read better what the root setters intended, and it's just a learning process.
Well, Miho Nanaka is out in stage. Now, I was in Innsbruck last week for the FISU. Miho Nanaka was injured to the point where she could barely walk. I saw her staggering around the gym, not putting weight in it, climbing, but obviously uncomfortable.
Yeah, I saw that in Brixton. She was just carried around by her teammates. She was like on the back of people.
But we spoke to her, we
Not
interviewed her, and she said, well, look, it's the last comp of the season. I'm not going to stop. I want to try hard. So that is the mentality. And, you know, she's an
And she
Olympic
tried
gold
hard in qualification.
Yeah, exactly. She gave it everything. But she's an Olympian, you know, she's an Olympic medalist. But she did say that heel hooks were a real problem. So it's going to be interesting because we know there are heel hooks involved.
But it's a left foot, right? I think it's
a
heel
left,
mostly
yeah.
on the right.
True, so she might get away with it.
Might be an advantage for her. Oh, are we going to see the first top on this one?
Come on, so she's got 3 already. Can she make it 4 out of 4? She's in second position. This will change if she gets this matching the top hold.
No, not the top. The
second to
hold.
last.
Yeah.
And then I mean, is she looking for a campus off that?
No, I think she wanted to put the heel out and put a toe
She's just
there.
lost the foot.
Yeah, she just wanted to switch from heel to toe.
I thought she was
But then
dropping
she
down
lost
for
the
a,
foot.
for a bump.
Nah,
Wow.
I don't think that was her intention. Maybe just quickly releasing the feet to put it there again. But
Oh, Natalia, is this is how close she came. Now she's doing this jump way, and we've seen Brooke do the put your foot onto the hold and gradually rock over.
yeah, and you could see her foot positioning was great, but then she just slipped completely, so there was no way of still holding on to that. But I'm pretty sure she can get it. Let's go.
Yeah, she's pushing up. She was hardly any rest, just straight back on it. So Natalia comes to the crimp. Miho Nanaka nearing the top of her climb. We'll stick with Natalia as she sets herself, pops in, kicks, and again drops the top. Natalia.
I think she didn't find the perfect foot position there yet. Like the perfect. Ooh, did she slip again?
Yeah, it's
There's
interesting.
a lot of weight on this foot.
There is, yeah, and she immediately. Oh, look, Miho there staggering down. You can see that little limp with the left. Doesn't seem to be affecting her too much at the moment. So she's weighted the right foot. Let's see what went wrong here.
I think the only people who did the second boulder completely statically were Ayala Kerem and Brooke Rabatu. And they made it look easy, but I'm not saying that it's the easiest method. Like for some people, probably the dynamic way is a lot easier, and the static way is harder. So
Yeah, I didn't see the static way, but it looks like Natalia is maybe setting up for it, or maybe she's going to pop. She's jumping. Oh, and pops off once more for Natalia. Sheon So, meanwhile, is going to match. Gets the heel, sets herself. Close.
close.
And Natalia is sitting on the mats having a think, and she wants a little bit more of a brush. Miho Nanaka is also working it out. I think that's Camilla Moroni in the middle, powering upwards. And Sheon So will reset with 1:40 to go. So that's who's in action. Camilla kicking back, flicking that leg.
Oh, she thought about a heel for a second there.
Oof, yeah, it's a horrible hold to heel hook in that position. I mean, she's the kind of climber who would do that kind of a move, that real physical leap.
Yeah, and also not sitting on that foothold with the right, but just like swinging up there and like, ooh, now she gets it done.
So Natalia had to think about it, had to battle for that one.
I think she put the right foot slightly higher and just got a bit higher, like with her whole body there.
Just springs, smart climbing that. So
Yeah,
Natalia's
no,
2
yeah.
out of 2.
So it was also like just a mental challenge, like not being, because probably she knows that a lot of people got that one done and maybe saw or like heard or saw that like Brooke got it done first go and stuff. So it's all stuff that influences you when you get out there, and then you struggle to do it like 2 or 3 times and you slip off thinking about different methods, but then still executing it and doing it. And I mean, I guess now it's the last comp and she has less pressure, I guess, than maybe at the home World Cups in Salt Lake as well. But she wants to get all victories. So I guess there's still a bit of pressure left. Like swapping the season would be the perfect end, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. She want to finish things off with style. And Miho Nanaka goes up, better from her. She gets that left foot onto the screw-on.
Good job. Really important to get that top down.
Yeah, and she knows it as well. That's some relief.
As well, starting the round with a top is always the way you want to do things. But as you said, the route setters had the first one a bit easier and then switched up and made it a bit harder.
Yeah, it went from easy to medium hard.
But I think it was a good decision, because if everyone, or not everyone, but yeah, probably everyone would have done it, then
But it's become sort of more. It's become more of an important boulder. If it was easier and everyone was doing it, it becomes a nothing thing.
Like this is actually perfect because still a lot of people get it done, but not everyone. So, and you kind of, it's essential to do it to be in a good position for finals as well.
Yeah, and Miho, she shouldn't really know the score, but she will know how important that boulder is. So Futaba Ito is out. There are so many Japanese stars in this. And remember, look who is still at the top of our leaderboard. Saki Kikuchi, first out and still in that position.
Yeah,
outrageous.
Crazy. But you already had a feeling after she was next.
I
time,
knew.
Right? Yeah,
I knew.
You knew. Yeah, I know, obviously. Like.
So Hannah Moyle, you can see her coming into the main screen, which is on the top in the middle. And that is, there we are watching Futaba Ito pressing up. Georgia Tessio on the far right. Hannah Moyle goes, and there is Brooke Rabatu nearing the top of women's 3 in the middle, top middle of your screen. Out she comes, making this look simple so far. Matches.
Oh, wow. Super easy and composed.
So this is making things interesting as that leaderboard changes once more.
That was a flash.
Well, Brooke had to step it up. She missed that first top, and she's done exactly that. We know that boulder 4 is hard. So Futaba gets the right foot on the screw-on.
Easily standing up on that foothold. Nice job from her.
Great work from Futaba Ito.
She had a perfect qualification round too.
She's only 19. It's hard to.
But still, she has been on the scene for a while.
Yeah, like, that's what I mean.
She still has been a regular for me already, even though she's only 19.
Hannah Moyle tops out. So that's 2 out of 2 for her as well. And this was Brooke's top, so she got the left locked in, swaps the feet, drops in, looks back at the crowd. And she'll get the confirmation from the judge on that. And this was Hannah Moyle, tops coming thick and fast now. That's another method, that walk through. Instead of the big swing, she just step, crossing through.
More static though.
So it's just Georgia Tessio out on stage now.
Hannah got both of her tops in really quickly too. So first boulder in second boulder in first. So puts in a really good position too.
Yeah, will she be one of those athletes? I mean, it's a shame really that she's. I get the impression. I mean, I know she had a rest. She had some illness at the beginning of the year, and she took some time off, scheduled rest. But you almost wish she could have got that silver medal really early in the comp, because since then it just seems like she's building on that momentum.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, I mean, that's wishful thinking. I do appreciate, but you get the feeling with her it might have been a bit of confidence as well in there. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, this is the comp since her medal. This is the first comp since her medal, so you cannot really say like how much there was in between there.
True.
So, not a lot has happened since then.
No, but she just looks good at the moment. She seems to have really found something.
That's true for sure. Yeah, maybe she's also looking so good because she skipped at the beginning of the season, or like the World Cup. So that's why.
Yeah, it's always. I mean,
tell.
I'm
It's
theorizing
connected,
here.
I'm sure it's connected somehow. So
Georgia with that right bump and then the big swing down. Minute 10 on the clock for her. All eyes focused on her. And this is where the semi-finals slows down in pace a little bit, as we get to focus on a few. The finals that happen tonight, of course, is just one at a time. 55 seconds. Just Stashigeo to go.
just wanted to say we only have one person left on boulder number 1. Gonna see it for one last time.
Yeah, well, we get to forget that slab. It's funny, for at the time of a semi-final or finals, the boulder becomes like the most important thing, and then it's just gone, you know, never to return again.
Yeah. But I mean, one more time is enough. Then we have seen that slab enough. I think it's okay. I mean, I will be okay with it.
Yeah. I want to see Jim's replicate famous comp boulders throughout the years. It'd be brilliant, like a historical section on a gym. I'll patent that idea. So Georgia with the right bump, shaking her head with 9 seconds to go. She will finish. And it's time for Stashigeo to enter the arena. She was commentating with me yesterday for the men's semi-final. And she'll be in action herself now. Let's see this, that right bump never was that comfortable with the move.
He's coming now to boulder number 4. Easy possible for her. To solve boulder number 4.
Shaking her head.
I gave everything. Sorry, guys.
There are some moves that just don't work.
Yeah,
We've all been
for
there.
Sure. There is Stasha, your favorite commentator.
Hannah, you are currently my favorite commentator here.
No, I was just saying, like.
She's very good. She's very good. And very
Yeah,
popular.
she's very good, and yeah.
But
She could not talk herself right now. It's better like this. It's better that she's there and I'm here because she's really strong and she's exactly where she belongs. First after qualification.
Exactly. She says to me that she would like to commentate more, but obviously she keeps getting into semis and finals. So it's
yeah, I hope that she prefers climbing though
exactly.
than commentating. Like
it's definitely her preferred method of doing a comp. So Miho Nanaka presses upwards. How will she do this? I'm really enjoying watching the end of Boulder 2 now. At the beginning it was kind of like it seemed easy, but the little step. Not easy, but it seemed like there was one method, and suddenly we have all these different
looked
ways.
really smooth though. Like first static, and then she's doing a quick foot swap. Oh, was it already the top of Natalia?
You looked away and she did it. That's 3 out of 3 for Natalia as well.
That's exactly what we said before. It happened so quickly that we cannot even follow it.
But it's great. People who are following it, I hope you appreciate this 4-way because you can't complain about missing action. It's always there on the screen.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's good too. And also getting replays of the tops afterwards is great.
So that was Natalia topping out. Drops into it.
Right at the same time as Miho, you can see it in the back.
Yeah. So it's Stasha and Camila Moroni left. So this was her top. Got that foot on. It's just a bit awkward at the end. I don't think it's too hard, but you have just got to focus all the way through.
I think nobody fell there. It's just, you have to focus. You shouldn't celebrate too quickly. Yeah. But I don't know, like, I don't know why I'm saying that now, but I feel like women are always really controlled with their tops and like always thinking about matching like a lot, and then the men are just sometimes so excited and celebrating before matching, and it makes me so nervous. I'm always like, just match.
We both know the French athlete that we're thinking about here, Mr. Manu Cornu, who has a habit of celebrating before he's matched.
Yeah, it's just always like, I feel like everyone, when they're on the top, they're thinking about Manu and being like, don't do the Manu.
Yes, don't do a Manu.
Yeah, don't do a Manu. It's a thing now.
I hope Manu, if he's listening, he's an awesome athlete to watch, and
it's just heartbreaking for all of us. That moment, like it was not only for him; it was everyone was suffering with him. I think
he'll be on highlight reels for the rest of eternity with that one.
Yeah.
So Stasha is on the slab, trying to work it out. Now she does like slabs because it kind of suits her analytical brain. She can figure it out. Up she goes, crimping the edge.
Has she found her method already? There's so many as well. Like we've seen the start been done differently.
Stasha
in a lot of different ways.
Unlocking it yet. Camila Moroni turns on the power if she can. Stretches back and then this bump move.
It's far, and you have to really crimp hard there.
Still haven't seen the top on women's 4.
Yeah, give us a top on women's 4.
Come on.
We want to see it.
This is the thing, it's genuinely that. I just want to see how it can be done.
Oh, she does the high heel.
So she gets the high heel, which...
But it's really hard to get your hand out of it, yeah.
Yeah, she didn't
think that through. But at least people tried it, as I said, so...
So she bumps, that's the better method. Then get the heel, and watch your left foot, you've got to keep weight through it until the end.
And now she does go.
So she's matching, but that's why the blocker's there. It prevents you properly matching, and she went very low.
Yeah, I think so too. That's mainly why the block is there. Otherwise, people will match and then...
And then just campus through it, yeah.
Maybe.
Or keep the heel on or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know if the hold would be good enough to campus, but at least you could put yourself in a better position to reach the top.
It's a big swing, and that is a tiring move.
I still feel like the try from the Israeli girl Ayala was the best. Like she was there, like really well with her hand. Like also some others were already launching to the top and being close, but I still feel like that one try from Ayala was the best.
It's been very interesting this because when the last boulder is as hard as it is, as we said, it makes that first one all the more important.
Exactly, yeah.
When you know that one is, you know, the most difficult, potentially impossible in these conditions or whatever, you know, it becomes a 3 boulder competition. That changes everything.
It changes everything. But I still have faith that someone will get it done.
Yeah, Natalia hasn't got on it yet, so we'll see.
Yeah, and neither has Brooke or Miho or Futaba or Hannah. So
Now this is interesting
Stasha?
because Stasha didn't zone on that boulder.
Oh, she didn't zone.
No, so that means she's got a lot of work to do. And as we just said, when we know how hard the fourth one is and it becomes a 3 boulder and you haven't zoned, it becomes an issue.
And there's also what it does to your head, what it does to your mental game. I mean, obviously, people who are experienced and climb in bouldering comps regularly know that it's not over after the first boulder. But it's still hard to start into the comp with not doing the zone on the first one, with knowing probably that people have topped it, people have probably zoned on it. So it's just harder to start into the competition. But she's mentally a good athlete, so I hope she can like reset and just like fully concentrate on the next 3 boulders there.
But look at that list. She's the only one who hasn't zoned, and it's
That's
very
crazy,
interesting.
actually.
Yeah. Just couldn't work out the first sequence. Okay, so worth thinking about as we near the closing parts. Hannah Moyle in action. Futaba Ito is back. And Brooke Rabatu, can she unlock boulder number 4?
And boulder number 1 is done.
Oh yeah, who even was that? Oh yeah. No, of course it's done. It's done. I thought you meant someone had done it. And I was like, how have I messed this one up?
It's done. Oh, that would have been really quick.
That would have been. No, so boulder 101 is done, yeah, so that's why it's blanked. So Hannah into the pinch.
She wants to go for her 3rd top already. Would put her in a really good position, especially because she got the first and the second one done really quickly. But that move is hard and powerful.
Here it is, and she has hands on hips, and she looks up. And Brooke as well came down from her first attempt.
Futaba still trying to figure out if she wants to put her hand to the left purple hold or her foot.
Yeah, because a toe hook is brilliant until you want to move. And the second it moves, you can see it just swung you out left. But she did that brilliantly, went with the momentum to kick the leg up.
She was hesitating and thinking about it a lot, but then she decided for the best method.
So Futaba presses through, working the feet. I think she might be drilling that right foot. No, she looked like a spring.
Nicely done.
Awesome from her. That move, you can plan it out as much as you want in your head, but it's all about the reaction in the moment, because you have to make those micro adjustments as you're moving through it.
It looked really smooth, like the foot swap, the right foot on the wall.
Saki Kikuchi, though, is still at the top. Then Cheon So, Natalia Grossman, Jessie Piltz, Fanny Gibert, and Hannah Moyle are our top 6 at the moment. There is Brooke Rabatu, who's in 7th. So she needs to make something happen here to progress into the finals. So Brooke brushes herself. Hannah is on. A swinging move. You have to use all your attention to pull you back into the wall. Don't want to get your feet drifting too far back. You'd lose the grip. Out to the zone.
Really has to sit on that foot now.
She put a heel in, didn't she?
Yeah, she's not really feeling really comfortable standing with the right foot there.
Yeah, and she looked
It's
like she
really
could do it
close
statically.
together as well.
Yeah, the flexibility.
Really close
I mean, that
together.
hip flexibility she's displaying there is.
Yeah.
But it doesn't leave you in a good position because you're so far underneath it. You kind of have to go turn it into a side
Yeah,
by going
and,
left.
and at some point you're really close, kind of close with your left and your right hand as well. It's like really close to your body too, so it's really hard to lean into it.
We watch Brooke take a fall down. Eyes straight on the clock. And remember, she's outside of the top 6 at the moment. She's got a minute and a half to change things. Needs a zone here. And we'll check to see whether that will be enough. It should be enough, I think.
If she has the zone, she's in a really good position because she has 2 tops in 3 attempts.
Swinging, catches it better from Brooke Rabatu.
Ooh, 3 fingers on that crimp and she held it. That was really strong.
So this will be the zone and this will bump her up.
Yeah, puts her in a good position already.
And now we said that she was good at high heel hooks, so let's see how she works it.
But also the move from the zone to the left is pretty far and pretty hard, so...
See maybe some of her lead ability coming through there. She drops back down to rest, chalk up.
Oh, nice. And not going for the heel.
Okay, read it well so far. Left foot making room. Oh, her foot's so close, almost standing on her leg to bring the toes straight
but looking
in.
Good. Come on, Brooke.
Split screen as we watch Hannah on the right. So Brooke matches. Big jump from her. That was as close as we've seen.
Yes, because she matched on her fingers. Like, she didn't look for space next to it. She was just matching on her fingers. Yeah. But then at least she had space to, like, push off it. Oh, but she doesn't have time for her to go.
No, so Brooke came close, but that helps. She's up in 4th now.
Yeah.
Should be good from there. Let's see. We'll see. Well, I say that there's lots to come. So
she has 2 tops in 3 attempts and 4 zones in 10 attempts. That's the score for Brooke and puts her in 4th position. That zone was really important.
that was the hand match Hannah was talking about. So matching her own hand.
Yeah, kind of, because there's not really space on, like, next to it.
Hannah came as close as that. Right, we have our rotation. Boulder 1 is out of action. And Stashigeho has a mountain to climb here. She needs tops, having missed the zone on that first one. Miho Nanaka just walks over, no running for her, trying to look after that leg.
She will still have enough time, that's okay. Yeah. She can just flash it or something.
Just cruise it.
Yeah, just cruise it, no problem. If you just do boulders quickly, you don't have a problem with the time.
That's a good point, Hannah. It's a good point.
It's as easy as it is. Like,
we should do a video series on that. Climbing with Hannah. Finish the boulder and then you don't need to do it again.
Yeah, the pro tips. Okay, just don't listen to my tips. Yeah, they're not worth a lot.
So this is where Stasha needs to not get here in her own head. But then, she's one of those athletes who sometimes needs a bit of fire to get her going, so we'll see.
That's true.
Now, Natalia, can she unlock this? We watched Brooke get close.
Yeah. Oh, she's going for the high heel.
Oh, it's so high, isn't it? And that's the problem, you're standing your own fingers, and there's not enough room. It's so intense. Like, all of them have done the same thing. The second they do that, they work it out really quickly. And
yeah, that's true.
It's that pro
chalking
effect.
up. Looking for space for fingers, actually finding space for fingers.
There we go. She's could be the first here. Toe hook, she is the first.
Nice. Oh, finally we get it done. We get it seen done.
So that's 4 out of 4 for Natalia Grossman.
I mean, she was a good pick to make.
I nearly said that, and I thought I'm not going to say that because it will go wrong.
Yeah.
But of all the athletes out there, if you pick one to climb something that no one else has, she'd be the one.
And maybe there will be more tops on it, we don't know. But that's the first top for sure. And yeah, we're glad we saw it done. And on a flash go too. Why not?
Yeah.
And
maybe it's a finger size issue. Miho getting it done, yep.
And so I think Stasha got it done too as her walking off. So.
Oh, there she is, yes.
Yeah, I think
okay, so Stasha
they did
returns.
A team top ascent.
Synchronized topping.
Yeah.
There she goes.
Topping around.
The Stasha's back on track at least. It was pretty much. Look, when Natalia on the left, Stasha did it at the same time, and then Miho, I think she was last.
Yeah, Miho did it second go, and Stasha did second go, and Natalia did it first go.
All right, so we get to chat about Hannah. So the boulders pretty much climbing the way we thought they might. No huge surprises in there.
Yeah, I mean, the third one not turning out to be the hardest. It was the fourth one turning out to be the hardest. But yeah, I think it's hard to tell for the route setters as well. I mean, it's a small difference, I guess, because the third one was still hard. It's not that it was an easy boulder, everyone flashed. But yeah, and also the slab turned out to be rather
very hard, definitely. I mean, looking at that, and it's great to have that leaderboard up because you can get an understanding of how the competition's gone.
9 people left up the slab.
Everyone but Stasha's got the zone. So the sun bathes our arena now, that rain forgotten for the time being. The lead wall, those are the quali routes that the athletes will be on tomorrow. So that will be in action. And that lead wall is so massive usually, when it's covered like that, it's beautifully done. Lovely setting by the setters. And then the boulder wall at the back, that was used for the qualification, and now it's for commercial purposes, so those boulders are the normal setting here at the Kletterzentrum gym. KI. Is that Alex Magos in there? That might be Mr. Magos.
Yes.
There he is. He's didn't make finals yesterday, but lead is really where he starts to shine, so it'll be exciting to see him back on a rope. Our commentary box is up there near where those tents are, just below the tents. in the grey box you can see. So we get a nice view of the stadium as well. 40 seconds to go with this round before we have a rotation again. And yeah, we've had a packed week. We started off with the European Speed Cup, and then we moved on to the paraclimbing, which was incredible. One of my favourite comps of the week. Really, really good. Do go back and watch that if you haven't seen it.
Amazing show. Yeah, they all did so well. It's always impressive to watch.
Yeah, watching someone campus their way up that lead wall is, you've got to see it to believe it.
I mean, I think, I don't know how it is to watch it when you're non-climber, but I feel like especially when you have climbed before, or at least tried, it's even more impressive when you see someone campusing up a high wall, 15, 17, 20 meters, whatever, and yeah, just campusing that up. If you ever climbed a wall as high as this,
yeah, you'll get the endurance and power required.
And then you're like, oh my God, how do you do it? How is that human? Yeah. And the same if you're like one leg, one arm, blind, everything.
Exactly, whatever the impairment is, it's incredible. So do go and watch that, please. So, Futaba Ito and Hannah Moyle are in action, both of them grabbing brushes straight away.
Only 2 people left on the mats. It's getting more lonely up there.
No. As an athlete, you've been in this position before. Do you feel the pressure when everyone's eyes are on you? Is it scary?
I feel like it's nicer when there are more people on the mats. I mean, maybe some people like to have all eyes on them and have the attention, but I remember climbing in a bouldering final before. But I think then, because it was in youth comps, it was man and female at the same time, so it was at least one other person there. But then this person does the boulder and you're there alone. And yeah, it's kind of a pressure, especially when you're not on the wall and you're resting and you feel like everyone is watching you, even though you're doing nothing and you're just resting and you feel like you should go back on the wall, even though you need more rest. But yeah, I mean, in that position, you just have to kind of ignore the audience or, just think about yourself and how much time you rest and just be in your zone, I guess, and just concentrate on your performance.
Yeah, I think with any high-level sport, if you can't handle pressure, you're probably not going to make it. And climbing is that. It's so much focused on you and what you're doing, how you're doing it. It's a lot. And that's the handhold she went to. 3 fingers on, dropping the pinky down, pinching with the thumb.
I think Hannah got that jump then. Yeah, that's it.
Hannah in a very good position. She's obviously outside of the top 6 because she's got 2 to go. But that zone will get her up.
Yep.
She is in 5th.
Place. Our final is more and more shaping.
It's getting there, isn't it? We're starting to see who might be there.
Yeah, and like it starts also that not so many things can be switched up again.
Oh, Hannah committed to it. She had to. She'd gone so far with that heel.
Yeah, the problem is now, like when she put out her hand, the heel slipped a bit and it wasn't there as controlled anymore as you could have set it when you don't have your fingers there. Yeah, because it just like fell into it, but it was not really in a nice position.
It settled in the wrong place.
Yeah, and you could see like all the rubber coming off.
Yeah.
I actually think it's a lot better to put the heel in later when you have the next hold already.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't remember who. I think someone made it work, but I can't remember who it was. But
yeah, I don't know. But probably not the easiest. Oh. Exactly. Missing that slot a bit again, I think.
Yeah, Futaba, you can see the second she landed, she sort of like wiggled her body to try to like make the adjustment while she was on the mat for what she had to do. That was the pinch there. And then that was it straight away, that little duck left.
Hannah's shaking out.
That's a very Hannah-esque movement, this.
It looks in slow-mo, it looks so funny though.
I know. I can try that.
Slow-mo makes everything funny.
This is the thing with slow-mo, isn't it? Like the falls look odd. All right, Hannah, there we go. She's definitely
And it looks like she's doing it for an hour or something, but she probably just did it for like
a couple of seconds of shakeout. But that just gets all that lactic, that pump out of the muscles. It's not pus.
It's been a long week, it's okay.
It has been a long week, yeah. We got more to come, though. Minute 43 for Hannah Moyle.
When we started this live stream, I was like, oh, I feel like I cannot talk today. Like sometimes just the words don't fall into place. Like especially when you're not a native speaker. And some days English just feels harder than on others.
Hannah, you're doing a great job. And I know the people, because I've been sent the messages, really appreciate your commentating. So thank you. So Hannah Moyle up to the crimp once again. Oh, nearly popped the left foot back. It was solid though. It was okay, but a little scare.
Futaba finally getting the zone. She missed that slot a couple of times. Come on.
Gets the cross. We saw Hannah doing the same thing, trying to cross through and grab it. Hannah again tries to do the match. Oh.
Or maybe she thinks she cannot reach it without the heel.
Ooh. Maybe, but she has made it work. But it just leaves you in such a bad position for the next move.
Yeah, because the heel is not in a good place. You cannot really rock over it.
And of course, Hannah doesn't know that there's a sort of a left-right, and she hasn't obviously seen it as an easier solution yet.
Yeah. I think actually, because as we have seen, a lot of people try to heel, so probably first it feels like it's not possible to keep your feet low, or at least it feels harder, or maybe it feels like your foot is going to pop because it's so long to reach and then you lose tension on the feet. So that's why maybe she just hasn't thought about it. Oh.
So Futaba Ito is down, looking a bit frustrated. So she leaves with no top. Let's see how Hannah got on. Into that pinch. That was Futaba, sorry there. So that's our top 6. Saita Gucci still up there, second position, just got bumped down by Natalia.
And not a lot can change anymore, so crazy. She's been the first out. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I mean, Yannick Floe making finals coming second out, but we knew he might make it. I think Saita is way more of an outsider.
Yeah, I would be interesting to know what she thought after she was done with her round.
Yeah.
Probably because she hasn't done so many comps, she would have been like, oh yeah, everyone's going to flash it. It was not so good or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Just guessing, because when you haven't done so many comps, you're like, oh, the others are so strong. If I can do them, then they can do them too. That's what I would think. And I know a lot of people who would think the same probably. But maybe she was also knowing that was a really strong performance and was already expecting
She's just gone home, hasn't checked her app. So she's in the final. So Miho Nanaka is up there as well. And remember, she has that niggly injury, so great effort from her. And Stasha Gale, meanwhile, is attempting... Wow, she needs something really special here. She needs some solid tops throughout the rest of them into the pinches.
Ready to fight hard for it. I missed that slot too. A lot of people missed that slot a little bit on the left side, like on the zone hold. I don't know if you could see it from there. Yeah, there's like a small slot on it, and it's not a really good hold, so you really have to get it right because you have no time to like adjust.
Yeah. So Miho Nanaka stretching out. Remember Miho last time in Innsbruck got that, was it in knee? Was it in a shoulder injury? I think it was a shoulder injury. She was injured in Innsbruck before the Olympics, and we were all very nervous.
It was a shoulder injury.
Yeah, we were worried that it was going to affect the Olympics.
Yeah, it was crazy how well she could climb even with that at the Olympics, because she was struggling with her shoulder injury for a while.
Yeah.
I feel like it was coming back as well. I feel like, yeah, in climbing you need your shoulder so much for everything. So if it's not completely healed up, you're always in a risk of hurting it again.
Yeah, especially with the kind of moves we see now, these big dynamic sequences.
Yeah, especially in bouldering. Like lead is a bit better.
Yeah, you can get away with more static stuff, but
yeah.
So Miho missing that. Oh, I'm just worried about that left leg for her, but she sits and has a look. Stasha has 2 minutes 35. She needs a top. 17th. Out to the pinches. Pops the foot. Decides on a heel. Hold again.
But the heel popped right when she wanted to do it.
Yeah. Miho hitting that arm. So she's got a little niggle in there. It's the second time I've seen her do it. She was stretching it just now. I think she was hitting it. I'm sure it's okay. It's just maybe just a bit dead, perhaps. I don't know. So she rocks up. This bump. It's not looking great on that move at the moment. Still back to that. It looks like maybe a tricep. Yeah, it is a tricep, perhaps.
It's hard to tell. Maybe it's like the triceps is just a bit tired and that's why she felt it, or she felt something already on a different boulder.
Yeah.
Like that's obviously the risk. Like also, like, again, in finals, obviously, when it's the third round and you're already tired, end of the season, or it has been a busy few weeks, the potential of getting injured is increasing, obviously, because your muscles are already tired, and then you're maybe less controlled on some moves, and then you might fall into it or hear a pop or whatever. So hopefully not more injuries in this comp. We had one in the semi-final already.
Yes, and if anyone's updated, Mia Oyagi had a knee injury, and she's no longer taking part. She has been taken to hospital for a check, so if I get updated before the final, I will let you know her status later on.
But everyone who has ever been in a hospital knows that it can take a while.
Yes.
To be honest.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is Miho dropping that move.
But Miho is still in 4th position, so if there's nothing magical happen, she might still be good to go for finals. First I thought she might need the zone, but with 3 chops, you're like, in a really good position.
Okay, so Miho looks like she's not getting anywhere in this move, not making headway, still back to that left arm. Stasha has 19 seconds, although this will be it for her. Don't think it's going to be Stasha's day here today.
Yeah, what a shame.
She leaves the stage, as does Miho Nanaka.
Yeah, the zone of Miho would have put her in 2nd position, but now she's 4th, which is still a good position. And probably enough for finals, so.
Yeah, Miho waving goodbye on that one. She's so good at interacting with the audiences, Miho. She just brings people in with her.
That's true.
Futaba Ito on Boulder 4.
Oh, we got to see second top.
Yeah, and we just have Futaba now, so this is what I said at the beginning. We start to focus on a few towards the end.
And Futaba and Stasha are our last chances to see another top.
Yeah, can Boulder 4. We've only seen this climbed once by Natalia Grossman, who, I mean, she didn't do anything particularly special apart from find another position for her hands. You know, she just seemed to have more room on that hold than anyone else. I'm not sure. I'd love to see a replay whether she used different fingers to make that match. I'm not sure.
I think she's also just really, really strong.
Yeah,
like, not
really
saying that
good.
the other athletes are not strong, but we have seen that in other comps of the circuit as well, when she did boulders that nobody else could do. So there's a reason for that, I guess. And I guess sometimes it's about reading it probably, or finding maybe good position, but sometimes it's just pulling hard and doing it. And there it just seemed like she could just do it.
So Futaba, easy so far. She immediately reads it. Oh, but she's doing the finger thing. Oh no. It just looks so painful.
Yeah. But she went for it. She committed to it.
You can see shaking her hand. It is pain. I mean, you got to put so much weight through it.
I really hope she tries it differently now.
Yeah.
Because there's some people who tried it but then didn't really commit to it and just like switched feet right away and tried to do it with the foot lower. But then like Hannah, she always tried it with the heel. So I'm just a bit scared that she will never try the other method, because I think if she tries it differently once, then she will realize, oh, okay, that's much easier. I will go for that one.
Yeah, I don't need to stand on my own finger.
Especially, like as we said with Hannah, even though you get your fingers out, you're not in a good position.
No, it kind of drops you in a weird place, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You're right on the edge of it. You can see that, again, it just rolled down. That super tight shot we have of it. It's like she's in a snowstorm there.
It actually looks like that chalk in my face, so nice.
Makes you realize how much chalk you must breathe in on a regular basis when we climb.
Well, it's the same as in training, so we're all used to it.
So Futaba tightens up that right shoe because it's all about the right heel hook.
Yeah, so she might try it again with the heel. We will see.
This is the physical move, really. Oh, interesting with the left foot. So she brought her left foot up and then went with the left hand instead of crossing through to the right.
Interesting. We've already seen a lot of different ways of doing that move too.
It's a good hold. I mean, it only tells half the story of that, because, yeah, you go into something good, but it's the position you have to go to and the amount you have to jump. shaking that right hand again. I think it was quite painful. It kind of goes numb. I mean, I've done moves like that where you do sort of stand on your own finger or you heel hook it, and it just goes numb for a bit. You can't get the feeling back.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that, especially when you want to grab the next hold with your right hand, and you actually have to crimp hard, so you should feel your fingers. Ooh. It's actually just an intermediate hold, and she just held it, but that slip was... Ooh.
Yeah, the audience and us did it in the commentary. I'm sure you at home did as well.
I feel sorry for her right fingers.
Yeah, here we go
for
again.
Multiple reasons now.
And this is the thing, maybe that's why she swapped to the left-hand method of doing that finger. Not wanting to, like, I don't know, I'm theorizing, but there it is. Look, that's the finger she has to keep standing on.
Oh, I wish she would have tried it like once without the heel. I feel like once you try it, you're like, oh, maybe it works. I just have to make more space or something. But the zone already pushed her into 6th position. She dropped down Brooke Rabatou to spot number 7 because of number of attempts on zone.
Okay,
so they both had 2 tops in 3, but Rabatou used 7 attempts for 4 zones, and Brooke used 10.
So Brooke Rabatou is out of the finals, and yeah, there we go, 7th position for her. This lady, Futaba Ito, is down at the bottom.
She's going to try it with the heel again.
Oh, and you can see that's what it's doing.
On her finger.
And now she realizes.
Oh, now she realizes, and she doesn't have time
17
anymore.
seconds to go.
You see? Someone showed her that she's in finals.
Yeah. Well, that was what it took for her. That nail almost coming away from the skin because she had to do that.
Oh, and it slipped off as well and took even more skin from her.
Come on.
Yeah.
Graphic
But
stuff.
then you can see her falling down, realizing that, standing up, and then a coach was showing to her she's still okay.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, yes, okay, thanks, all good then.
She's thinking, I wish I hadn't stood on my own hand so many times.
Oh, could have told me earlier. Would have saved the
Have you
power.
seen this?
Oh, well, it's actually, I think, I mean, it's not allowed. It's not fair to tell her, like, before she's done, obviously. I mean, now it was okay because she was done. Yeah. Like, she would have found out, like,
it would be against the rules
a few
of the
minutes later. Yeah, because otherwise you could just stop after 2 boulders if you know it's already enough. Exactly. And that's, like, yeah, it's just not the thing.
So, Stashigeo, she can't make finals, but we know what this lady's personality is like.
And she can give us another top on the women's floor, and we want to see that. Please, Stasha, please.
She will not give up easily.
She tried it without putting the foot on the yellow one. Actually, tried it without the heel. Oh.
That is a Stasha, very familiar Stasha face, the sort of...
A bit grumpy, a bit frustrated.
I'd love it when she tells the holds off. That's my favourite thing, when she has a go at them for being so horrible. It's
like
brilliant.
A discussion kind of?
Exactly, yeah. So she's in 16th.
She's like, give me the brush, I want to do that.
Yeah, and that is the offending hold, the one that can cause injuries because you have to maybe stand on your own fingers.
There's no blood on it.
No.
Like,
well, yeah, because it's all on Futaba's heel. That's where all the blood went.
True. She didn't touch it. Yeah, it's just the nail, yeah.
Nasty.
Or like, yeah, part of the nail, I guess.
So we are nearing the end of our semi-final. Stashigeo, the last athlete out. We're a bit delayed because of the rain, but luckily it went away and things dried up quickly.
And still, like, you can already start crossing your fingers for finals. If you have nothing to do at home, cross your fingers.
Yes, don't do rain dances, please.
Yeah.
Opposite of.
Not today.
Not today.
And not tomorrow. And not on Sunday.
Just stop, no rain.
But you can do it in the night. Like, I don't really care. During the night. Yeah.
So we've got 3 minutes on the clock. Stashigeo gets the high right foot, comes into the crimp, bumps up. That's strong. We've seen everyone else flying around on that hole. She just does it statically.
She did that really strong. Really well.
Rotates. All right, here we go. Watch for the heel. Comes up. Has she read this?
Ooh, just a bit short on that one.
She's doing the pulling method. She just need to pull in a bit, engage that right arm.
It's hard though. Yeah, you have to really do like one arm pulling on the right. Like some did it a bit more dynamically, but she like tried to do it really statically, and then you have to pull even more on your right hand. You really have to lock that off, and then reach out to the left. It's really hard. Yeah. Especially with your foot so high.
She will be feeling a bit dispirited. She'll know that it isn't enough at this point.
But she knows she can still pull out a better result.
Yeah, and that overall is, always there still. What can help her. So
Not the overall victory.
No, not the overall video. Yeah.
But, well, hard to beat with
Yeah.
like 5 victories. Like,
Exactly.
how can you?
Yeah, that's definitely Natalia's, that one. So Stasha dries her hands with a liquid chalk. Crowd get behind her. No one has left the arena. They're all watching Stasha. Out to the crimp. Makes that move. Looks very simple. Shaking out as she comes up. No issues. Crossing through. That time was better. She got the distance. Yeah, that says it all, doesn't it, really? That got it this time. There's a cameraman out there who's very good at focusing. Some impressive focusing skills.
A lot of slow-mos of people shaking out, people being frustrated, people falling down.
Yeah, it's really good to see because it allows us watching and those at home to realize what the athletes are going to, because it can be difficult from a wide shot. Bouldering looks easy sometimes, when you see someone flash a boulder, do a boulder, it looks quite simple. You think, I could do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. That's true. But you have to think, those are the world's best climbers, so no matter how easy they make it look like, it's not easy.
Yeah, right on the limit.
Just telling you.
So she rotates around once more, gets a heel in this time, try to get some extra height. She'll pop up.
Nicely done.
Here she goes, closing that crimp. And she's read the sequence better, or has she yet? Oh, she hasn't left a lot of room for that left foot, though. Oh, finds it, misses the heel.
Oh, damn, that was a foot swap.
Well, that's the end of Stasha Gayo's cup.
Did she say, I'm sorry?
I think she did, yeah. She wants to have a show for us.
Maybe she also spoke German. She speaks German really well, so maybe interacted with the German audience.
Right.
But she gave everything she could.
No need to apologise, Stasha. It's all good. So, no finals for Stasha, but we have our top 6 now who will compete tonight at 7:30 p.m. Central European Time. We wait for confirmation of that for our scores.
But there's just one person who did 4 boulders. You all know who it is. It's no surprise, to be honest.
Yes, the current queen of the 2022 Boulder World Cup is Natalia Grossman. And once again, there she is, top cream of the crop, Natalia Grossman, 4 tops.
No surprise, but then... surprise.
Well, surprise is Saki Kikuchi, who came out first, 3 tops in the zone. She'll climb again tonight. Shion-so 3rd, Miho Nanaka in 4th. Hana Moyo makes another final in 5th, and Futaba Ito in 6th. But Rabatu just pushed out, and again, Jessie Piltz, how close.
Yeah, that was really close again, but another top 10 result, which is really good. Probably going to keep her in the top 10 of the overall as well. But it's kind of a heartbreaker for Brooke Rabatu because it's on attempts on zones, which is...
And it doesn't always come down to that. It's one of those,
no,
it's
exactly.
rare.
It's really close. And also, Hana and Futaba, the only ones with 2 tops. The others all have 3. So 2 tops were enough, actually.
Yeah, true. Interesting round. And there is our bottom 10. Petra Klingler, unlucky to go down. Stasha Go, we saw her climb. Could only manage 16th here today. Ayala Krem as well. Some big names. Camilla Moroni not making it through. I mean, when you look at this, you read the top 20 out, and every single one of those women could, potentially make finals, do well. It's
exactly. It's
field.
so close, yeah. But I think, it's a really nice list of finalists.
Well,
Especially like some surprises, I guess, like Saki Kikuchi and also Hana Moyle.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this semi-finals. Thank you for Hannah Schubert for joining me. We will return at 7:30 p.m. tonight for the finals, and we'll see you there.
Thanks for having me. Bye.